10-4.
Thompson and St. Cour side by side. Racing it out. Who has the faster car to finish this thing? St. Cour is going to bring it home in first. What a race at the end of that thing. Caution, caution, caution. Come around the corner. Jamie Horn is going to be your winner here at the Mars Properties 200. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Doghouse Racing League. Welcome back to Doghouse Racing TV, and welcome to the All-Star Race. As always, up here in the booth tonight, my name is Hunter Foley, and I'm going to be joined by our friend Brandon Lopez for the first two heat races that we are going to be bringing to you live here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We have got a very, very exciting night of racing up ahead of us. Starting off with our heat races here in just a few minutes as we are winding down the practice time here so we can get over to our very first heat. We already had some of our guys qualify in a qualifying race last week that got our first 9 guys in, but we, of course, as you can expect, coming off of a holiday weekend, expect to be missing a few of those guys. So we are going to be running 2 20-lap heats before we get over to our 130-lap main all-star race. No points on the line for this. The season is already over. We have already crowned a champion, but it's a great opportunity for the guys to get back in there, maybe figure out some stuff to work on for next season, maybe figure out some stuff that they want to do going forward, or just, get out here, race for a little bit of glory, race for a good time, all that good stuff. Tonight's race, all-star race, is going to be brought to you by Knapp Daddy Racing. So again, for those that are not aware of myself or the Doghouse or the Knapp Daddy Racing League brand, myself and John actually started Knapp Daddy Racing about 2 years ago now. Started off as an iRacing design shop, so we are still that primarily. John has a lot on his plate right now, so I don't believe there's any new orders coming in for those custom paints, but if you want to check out some of the free content that's available on the website as well, be sure to head on over there, knapdaddyracing.com. We definitely appreciate it, and we are very, very proud and happy to be a part of the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series. Very proud to be the broadcasters up here as well. Brandon, I know while not technically a part of Knapp Daddy Racing, does run a Knapp Daddy Racing paint, so I guess that has got to at least count for something. And in the meantime, yeah. we are also going to be sponsoring one of the prizes for the All-Star race tonight. Second place will get a free paint courtesy of Knapp Daddy Racing, but we can get on over to the action on the track as the qualifying is underway here. This is for the first heat race that we are going to be having here tonight. As you can see, everybody out there on the track getting their first laps in. Reminder that out of these heat races, it will be the top 6 out of each heat that makes it into the actual All-Star event itself. And the pole position winner will actually be an auto qual in, just so we can make sure that the numbers are as even as possible. But I guess that's probably quite enough jabbering from me here. Let me go ahead and kick it over to my broadcast partner for the evening, which is going to be Mr. Brandon Lopez. Brandon, appreciate you joining me for the first little bit of this session here for these heat races. I know you're going to be a little bit busier later on because you have already qualified into the All-Star race here tonight. But give us your thoughts on what we can expect to see out of Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight.
Yeah, glad to be here, man. So as you mentioned, the format earlier was going to be top six from each heat going to advance, pole winner, qualifying. From the qualifying is going to advance. We're going to have 20 laps, no cautions counted for each heat race, and then 25-minute time limit just in case if things get a little hectic. But overall, I feel pretty excited. Like Charlotte's probably my favorite racetrack overall, and temperatures are quite cool. It's a fun track to race overall, especially in these Gen 6 cars when you can feel every bit of like the grip and the lines of the track itself, and especially with the cool conditions, it's gonna be a lot more fun to drive. So, pretty excited for tonight, man. I'm excited to help you out in the broadcast for the first two heat races, and then I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to get a try to at least to win. But there's plenty of talented drivers tonight, so it's gonna make money's worth for to try to get that accomplished. But very excited overall.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great night of racing. I'm excited to be back in the booth, after a little bit of a break there, but excited to be back in the booth before we get ready for the next season of the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series. Do want to make sure that we check out the weather here. Got 79 degrees, about 7 miles an hour of wind, and some cloudy conditions with a little bit of humidity. I would say that's a pretty apt description of what the weather is looking like in North Carolina right now. I do not live in Charlotte, but both Brandon and myself actually are residents of the state. And if I can look out my window, I would say that is probably pretty similar to what we are seeing over there at Charlotte. But again, we are going to be having these 20 lap heats right here. We just got done with our qualifying here. It's looking like we are all set up.
And it seems like Daniel Simmons won the pole, so he should be automatically going to the main event tonight.
Daniel Simmons should be an auto grid there, or an auto grid for the main event, that is to say. But let's see if we can't get it on over to get some cameras over on those guys down over on pit road. If you see the name Lopez up there over on the timetables, that is our very own Brandon Lopez. He will not be participating in the actual heat race itself, just because he is actually already qualified in. So there is no need for him to run in the heat session, but he needs to be in there for later. So if you see the name Lopez on there, that is why. But we have our qualifying ready to rock and roll here. So that being said, we can pull up our grid here. Josh Cully going to be starting on that pole position there for this heat. After that, it will be Mr. Kevin Brown, followed by Richard Leclerc, Mark Dumont, Misael Flores in that number 27 Jordan machine, Gary Armijo going to be starting in 6th place. Then you're going to have Justin McMahon in 7th, Stephen Bonomo in 8th, Adam Gardner in 9th, Jamie Knopf in 10th. And then it looks like Daniel Simmons is going to be starting in 12th for this heat. But I believe with getting the pole position there, unless he's electing to start from the back, it's a little bit interesting. But
if that's the case, it looks like Kevin Brown will start first place for this grid if Daniel Simmons is electing not to race. I think, if not mistaken, I don't know what Jamie said on the radio because I have the radio off due to my mic being very loud and be echoey, so I'm not gonna have that issue in the broadcast. But I did see that he came on the radio, said something, and Daniel Simmons didn't grid up, so maybe he told Daniel to not grid up since he already advanced. So, but we'll see what happens. I do believe that there's 2 heat races, but It looks like we have the whole field here tonight.
Yeah,
Unless I'm missing something.
I said we may have some people joining later on that would give us a need for a second heat race, but if that is not the case, then we will just be doing these 20 laps here for this heat race and then be going right into our main event. Already got some comments out there. 15 people joining us on this fine Thursday evening. Hope everyone also had a wonderful holiday and 4th of July and all that good stuff. But we already got Sandra Horn out here. Good luck, everyone. Excited to watch the event. B-Mac, me too. Sandra will be a fun one for sure. Good luck, everyone. Have fun. And then Sandra saying, you got this, Hunter. We believe in you. I'm quite sure that you all believe in me more than I believe in me. But either way, it is going to be a very fun night of racing, and I'm excited to be up here. I love all-star races. I love Charlotte, and this is going to be a fun one for sure. But it's looking like it's going to be Kevin Brown and Richard Leclerc leading off that field to get us started here. 20 laps, heat race at Charlotte. Who's going to make it into our all-star race here in just a little while? We are underway here at Charlotte. Great restart for Richard Leclerc there on the high side.
Here comes Kevin Brown. Turn 1. He has that momentum, the inside lane. Ooh, Justin got a little loose on the wall there, but managed to save it.
Kevin Brown down there on that inside of the track, working the inside of Charlotte Motor Speedway right now, looking like he's able to...
wide. Oh, he's turned it. What a save.
What?
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Missio Florida is still trying to save it, but I think he's saved it, but still swerving on the track. Really, really loose. Going to lose a lot of time right there.
I'm more surprised that no one else got involved in that, though. That was pretty amazing from everyone's part to not get into Michelle's spin out there. But we got the top 4 separating the pack.
Kevin Brown, Richard Leclerc going side by side up at the front. Justin McMahon going to be right behind them, less than a tenth of a second separating them. He's going to have Mark Dumont right behind them.
And remember, this is 20 laps, so everyone's going to be pushing it. There's not going to be tire saving. There's not going to be any of that. You're just going to full send racing. So you're going to see some aggressive driving from some of these drivers trying to advance for the main event.
Yeah, 100%. It's looking like Missio Flores
rewind in the back
pulled it down pit road. So unfortunately, that is going to really hurt his chances of making it into the main event. Mark Dumont now going all the way to the bumper of Richard Leclerc there on the inside.
Oh, Armio and who's that? I think there's Adam Gardner got into it. They saved it, though. No caution.
No caution out. But Gary Armijo moving to the back of the field right there. The number 7 JBL machine. I think sweet.
Yeah, it's very nice paint scheme.
Out front, not much has changed for right now. Kevin Brown still at the front, then followed by Mark Dumont. Justin McMahon going to be right behind them. Richard Leclerc going to be sitting in 4th, followed by Steven Bonomo. Sitting in 6th place right now, which is going to be your bubble position for tonight to get into the All-Star race. It is that number 48 machine of Jamie Knapp. He's got his teammate Daniel Simmons right behind him, followed by Josh Cully. And then Gary Armijo and Adam Gardner. Adam Gardner now lagging pretty good ways behind.
Look at him running. Justin McMahon's getting 3 wide. Oh, he got into Kevin Brown. But they're stacking up here. I don't think Justin's going to like that. Mark Dumont up front, though.
Oh, Kevin Brown loose there on the outside. Number 9 machine going to dump back down. That's Steven Bonomo. Looking like he already has a little bit of damage to the inside of that number 9 Hooters machine. Justin McMahon trying to pile his way back up to the front after almost making contact right there.
And you can see some of these drivers from pushing too much already. They're starting to get a little bit tight, especially in turns 3 and 4. That's the tightest corner. Turns 4 coming out of 4 is the tightest corner on this track. Like, he's very, very difficult to get around in worn tires. So just watch out for some drivers sliding up the track in the end of this heat.
Yeah, we already know Charlotte is very, very slick, especially on a night like tonight. Humidity's up. It's been really, really warm. That track is going to be so slippery out there, and especially if you're not in a tire-saving mode like these guys aren't going to be. They're going to be out here pushing it, trying to make sure they make it into the All-Star race. But at this point, you got to wonder, even about 10 laps in, you got to expect that they would start seeing a little bit of tire wear Jamie Knapp making his move for the front, followed by his teammate Daniel Simmons now. They've gone from being right on the bubble positions to being right there in the top 5. Jamie Knapp in that 48 car, battling for second with the 117 of Richard Leclerc. And then right behind him, you have his teammate, Daniel Simmons. And then Justin McMahon's going to be in the 24 car in 5th place. Current bubble position is going to go to Steven Bonomo in that number 9. But Josh Cully looking to make his move right now.
And one thing about this track is that the high side lane is going to be the fastest lane, but it also kills your tires dramatically. Oh, a little bit of netco between Leclerc and Daniel Simmons there, but... Oh yeah, the Daniel Simmons did end up racing. But the high side lane is going to be the track to the lane to warm off tires, but the inside lane is for saving. But you can see like most of this field is right in the high side lane because they want that speed. They're trying to get around people. It's the best lane to pass people. But you can also see some drivers falling out, like Richard Leclerc there got tight there.
Richard Leclerc got tight, and Justin McMahon skidded into the wall a little bit. Justin McMahon had a really big run there on that high side. I think Richard was trying to take it a little bit more careful into that corner because he was tight, and I think that held up a really good run from Justin McMahon.
Jimmy Knapp up the lead. Here comes Daniel Simmons for P2.
Mark Dumont trying his best to stay between the teammates there.
Oh, he kind of sent it. He got tight. Good job with Dumont. But here comes Daniel Simmons below the apron.
Daniel Simmons all the way to the blue line there. Trying to work his way around Mark Dumont, looking like he's going to be able to get it done.
Here comes Josh Cully 3 wide.
Full send to the inside. Josh Cully. Josh Cully going to move into 4th place here. He's going to be right there in front of Steven Bonomo, and then Justin McMahon going to be in the bubble. In that 24 car, Richard Leclerc saw him be up near the front at the start of this thing, but he's going to have a little bit of ground to make up. He's got to at least get around Justin McMahon if he wants to make his way into this all-star race final.
Teammates 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, they're battling it out, too. You just saw Daniel Simmons actually make a move to go around his teammate, Jamie Knapp, there. But at this point, all that's really going to do is matter for start position in the actual event itself. Mark Dumont still running comfortably inside the bubble in 3rd place. Then you got Josh Cully, Justin McMahon, Steven Bonomo, all those drivers going to be inside the bubble as well.
It's 7 laps to go.
Man, if these 20 laps are any expectation of what we're going to see during the actual race, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little bit nervous now, but I know it's going to be really, really fun once we get into that night mode. But right now you see the top 2 pulling away a little bit. It looked like they were chilling in the back, and it looked like they were trying to save a little bit of tire and then make their moves while everyone else was just pushing it. You can see their lap times is 31.7 as well. The 3rd place car is 31.0, so 3 times faster than the 3rd place car.
Yeah, Josh Cully, 32.01 on his last lap, 31.95 for Steven Bonomo, 32.11 for Mark Dumont. He's starting to lose a little bit of position here. I see Justin McMahon still sitting in 6th place, but Gary Armijo has been gaining ground here.
What a bounce back by Armijo, though, getting into the earlier incident and get a chance to at least be in the bubble. Tried to race his way in.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we're going to have a little battle here for who's actually going to be able to make it in. It's even like the top 2 are kind of running away with it right now, but we're going to have a battle back here.
A little defensive move by Dumont against McMahon. I'm not sure that was intentional or he just got loose.
Yeah, and if you're Dumont, you want to definitely make sure that no one is getting around you here as much as possible, because he knows that right behind McMahon is going to be Gary Armijo, and Gary Armijo is going to be pushing hard to get his way into the all-star race here. And if he loses a position to Justin McMahon, then...
Oh, there goes Bonomo! Justin McMahon saves it. He's still in contention, but has got to lose him some ground. Coming to 3 laps to go.
Looked like Bonomo got loose there. He got into Justin McMahon. Now 4 laps to go. Now Justin McMahon is going to be outside of the bubble here. Gary Armijo now into the running. The leaders have absolutely started to pull away with this thing here a little bit. Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf about 0.3 of a second behind his teammate, but Josh Cully going to be almost 2 seconds behind the leader. But still, again, sitting comfortably inside the bubble. Mark Dumont has 4th. Steve Bonomo 5th, and then Justin McMahon right there on the bubble.
Hit the wall. McMahon got into it. Bonomo collects him. That's going to be a wreck.
What a save by Justin McMahon. Oh, my gosh.
My goodness, man.
He just Dukes of Hazzarded it around that thing. Gary Armijo and Steve Bonomo getting into each other. So unfortunate. Both of those guys were right there on the bubble. We are going to have our first caution flag of the heat race. The caution flag laps will not count towards the conclusion of this race, so we will restart with the same amount of laps that we had left to go. But let's see if we can double check here and see what happened. Bonomo gets up into the wall, comes off the nose of McMahon. Bonomo tries to save it, goes up, collects Gary Armijo, and Justin McMahon ends up having to just absolutely Dukes of Hazzard it around that thing.
And is this the product of, like, how much do you want it? How much do you want to be in the main event? You got those 3 guys, Armijo, Bonomo, and McMahon, trying their best, and just a little bit too much on...
Look at the moves by Justin, hitting the grass, the skid. My gosh. Unbelievable work there by Justin McMahon to stay in contention for this race here tonight. So we have some people bringing it down pit road. Daniel Simmons going to stay out along with Jamie Knopf, Mark Dumont, Richard Leclerc, and Gary Armijo. Josh Cully going to be bringing it down pit road alongside Justin McMahon, Steve Bonomo, Adam Gardner, and Kevin Brown.
If you think about it, though, now you have fresh tires in the back. Those 2 laps, but those fresh tires are going to mean everything. So you're going to see some guys in the back, maybe like Justin, if he gets his repairs fixed, flying through the field in those 2 laps. And you know he's going to be aggressive if he's under the bubble. So
100%.
We'll see what happens here. There's a little bit of strategy here with 2 laps.
100%. It is going to be a short little run to finish this thing off. Michelle Flores also going to be back out on the track, but he is unfortunately going to be 10 laps down and out of the running for the main event. But we will be restarting it. Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf, Mark Dumont, Richard Leclerc, Gary Armijo, Josh Cully, and then Justin McMahon going to be restarting just outside of the bubble in 7th place. Kevin Brown, he's gotten some repairs. He's bringing it back out as well. Adam Gardner bringing it back out onto the track. And then Stephen Bonomo limping it back out onto the track, but that car, it definitely has some pretty serious damage on it.
We might get lucky. You never know. With the fresh tires in the back, they might force the issue, trying to get into that bubble. You never know, man. This is going to be really exciting to watch.
So we're going to have 2 laps to go.
I believe so. Yeah, I said green white checker on my iRacing thing. It's lap 19, right? If I'm not mistaken, so it'll be 2 lap shootout. These caution laps don't count. We'll see. So you got Justin McMahon and Josh Cully with 19 lap fresher tires, starting in P7 and P8. So they might have some, not even just to get in the bubble, but may have a chance to win it if they play the cards right.
Yeah, 100%. But I think you definitely also have to watch out for this restart because you're going to have some older, kind of skidded up tires trying to get going as quick as possible. And you and I know as good as anyone after the last couple of races that sometimes the restarts can be the craziest part.
Most challenging, yeah. And not only that, you also forgot to count netcode. Oh, we're starting single file here. All right, here we go.
Are we starting single file? Yep, we are
Yes,
starting
we are.
single file.
Let's watch the guys in the back with their fresh tires. Let's see what they do here.
Gonna have to get up and get going here. Justin McMahon already going to the inside. He's gonna try to get right down to the bumper of Gary Armijo there. Try to make something happen as quickly as possible.
That's a transfer spot.
Great restart for Daniel Simmons and Jamie Knapp. Look at the run by Justin McMahon. Oh my Lord. Richard Leclerc gets loose.
Oh, we got into Gary Brown. Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown off the track.
This is
Now,
the final
now
lap.
Gary Armijo gets a bump from Adam Gardner. He's going to skid away. Richard Leclerc now
Here
going to be the
comes
last
Justin
person in the
McMahon.
transfer spot. Justin McMahon, fresh tires flying through the field, followed by Josh Cully. It's going to be Justin McMahon, Josh Cully, Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knapp, Mark Dumont, and Richard Leclerc currently sitting in the transfer spots. But here comes Adam Gardner. Adam Gardner makes the pass on Richard Leclerc, gets into the transfer spot.
Oh, Leclerc got sideways and he saved it. What a heat race, man. Oh my goodness.
What a heat race indeed. Your transfer spot for the All-Star race, your winner, going to be Justin McMahon.
No. Let's see what happens here. Heat 2 is starting, if I'm not mistaken.
This would be the spot where we would be going to Heat 2, but I'm not sure that we have enough people to go to Heat number 2. Unless we're going to basically hold out the people that didn't make it that time and let them rerun it. Had Michael Dow in the comments saying good luck to everyone, and then BMAC in the comments saying there just can't be an all-star race without Justin. Come on, Justin. And he made it happen on those fresh tires.
And have an all-star race without some drama. That was insane racing.
That was so much fun to watch, man.
It looks like everyone's leaving.
Get some nice scenic overview of Charlotte Motor Speedway in the meantime. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm still as curious as anyone to see exactly what we'll be doing here, as I do see Richard Leclerc and Mark Dumont are out on the racetrack.
Stand by, I'm getting a report.
Thank you.
See.
Going down to pit lane, trying to get in touch with the race officials, trying to figure out exactly what's going on here.
Okay, so if I'm not okay, so what I've been notified is that we're gonna do the interviews of the top 3. And they're gonna do a practice until 8:05. So I do believe I do believe that we're interviewing the top 3 from that finish.
Let's go ahead and do that then. So it looks like we still got some guys out there moving around the racetrack, but let me just make sure I get all my stuff situated so that I don't push any wrong buttons here. Going to go ahead and start us off here with Mr. Josh Cully. Hey, Josh, you got Hunter up here in the booth. How are you doing, sir? Congratulations on making the transfer window.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Excited to see you out here. It's been a pretty exciting night of racing here so far, but talk to me about what you were feeling there in that heat. I know you came back down, got some tires there on the last part of that heat, and then you and Justin just flew around the rest of the field. But how did things feel, 20 laps into a short run like that where you're just going to be going all out?
Yeah, the start run, you just kind of give it all you got. So, towards the end there, you could feel the car pushing in the front end. The lap times were falling off pretty hard, but I decided to try 2 tires just to see what it would do, and it handled it pretty well. Felt like it held pretty good speed, so might be something to try later. We'll see.
100%, man. Well, what are you expecting here tonight over the course of 130 laps? Anything up your sleeve in terms of trying to make this thing last all the way until the end, or just going all out and seeing what happens?
I think we can make it 45, 50 laps on fuel, so I think there's a stage break at halfway, which is like 62 or something like that.
64,
It's gonna be a little
I believe,
short. Yeah, we're gonna be a little short making it on fuel without a caution, but once you hit that 10 laps, the window's open to make it to the halfway mark. So I could see some strategy if it works out that way, but probably the same deal for the second half of the race too. There's a little 10 laps before you hit your window is make it on fuel. So if we get a chance, we'll take tires. If we can get off strategy, those other guys, then that might work out too. But just have to see how it plays out.
100%, man. Well, congratulations on making the transfer window. That was a unbelievable first heat to watch. That was so much fun. But good luck in the All-Star race, and we'll look forward to talking to you later on.
All right, yeah, that was awesome going around those guys the last couple of laps. But congrats to Justin, and hope to see you guys later on.
Yes, sir. That is going to be the second place finisher of your heat, Mr. Josh Cully. Coming up to the booth now is going to be the winner of your heat here for the All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Hunter up here in the booth. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Talk about an exciting heat race to get this thing kicked off, man. You almost got completely knocked out of this thing. You had BMAC in the comments. You had Andrew St. Core's mom saying can't be an all-star race without Justin. Then you came back down, got some tires, and good Lord, man, I thought you put rocket engines on the back of that thing. Talk me through that first heat. Tell me what was going through your mind.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic. I was, 20 laps. It's kind of like you can kind of run super hard. I knew that within 10 laps, the thing's gonna really start to tighten up on us. But it was just the draft is pretty good here. It's pretty fun. So I was having fun with it. I got a little frustrated there with a couple guys there, but at the end of the day, it was all fun. We're all having fun. So I mean, the runs were so huge. I mean, a couple of those times I tried to take it 3 wide, and I ended up getting pinched on the front straightaway by K-Doggy, and I thought my night was over, and the car got super tight, and then that other accident there with Steven, he got tight and or loose or something, and he hit the wall, and I couldn't stay off him. I ended up turning him, got that caution, but I honestly didn't know that we had tires, and I saw that they were showing up on the black box. I was like, let's try that, see if they give them to me, and sure enough, they did. So it was from there. I mean, the thing was just a rocket ship compared to guys on old tires, and it's almost not fair, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? And
yeah, 100%.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and everybody else, I mean, if anybody else wanted to go get tires, they could have went and got them too. And I think it's something to learn for the actual race itself here. Right? Since we're doing 130 laps, we've already seen how much of a difference tires can make in 20 laps. Is that something you're going to incorporate into the strategy here tonight, or was that something you were already, I would say, fairly aware of?
I mean, I practiced a little bit the other night. It's definitely something that's going to have to come into how you strategize your run. If guys want to run hard and stay up front in clean air, then that's on them. But you're going to see guys probably going to try to lay back a little bit and kind of save tires for the end of the run, especially if it stays green and guys get spread out a little bit. I don't know if I foresee it spreading out a whole lot though, just how much the draft is affected here. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, fuel strategies, I think, going to be kind of the bigger thing that we have to worry about on top of tires. But we'll see how that goes. It's going to be fun either way, I think. So we'll see. We'll have to play it by ear.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching it either way, man. But we'll let you get over to getting ready, grabbing a drink or whatever you got to do before the race. I know we're getting things started at about 8:05 here, but before we let you get out of here, I know it's mid-race, but any sponsor shout-outs, anybody you want to shout out at home while we're getting this thing ready to get back going?
Well, Doghouse for doing this. You guys for doing the broadcast at Knapp Daddy. It's always fun to hop in here and chat with you guys during the race and go back and watch the races. So shout out to you guys and shout out to Doghouse.
Awesome, man. Well, we look forward to speaking to you later on. Good luck here in the All-Star race here in just a few minutes, and we will talk to you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Take care.
You too.
All right, so I just got report of us talking to Bill Gentry since he won the fan vote. So we have to do an interview on him, see how he's feeling.
I am happy to do that as well.
I gotta tell you though, I think it's the paint scheme. Justin was talking about it throughout the week that he's gonna run the Jurassic paint scheme, and I think that's the reason why he won.
Very well could be. Very well could be. That was really fun to watch here. Are we? And you're gonna have to excuse my ignorance here. We're staying in this same session here. We don't have to go to a different session for the actual race itself, or do we?
No, we do. We can do the interviews to Bill Gentry, and then we have to transition to the news session, because I do believe that's all the drivers that's gonna make it for tonight. So we do have to transition over. Yes, sir.
Well, let's go ahead and get this underway here. Coming up, your fan vote for the All-Star race, Mr. Bill Gentry. Bill, you got Hunter up here in the booth, sir. You are our fan-voted All-Star entrant for tonight. How does that make you feel?
Well, Hunter, I'm pretty excited to be here. I never would have guessed I would have been the pick for the fan vote, but I have to thank Sandra. She really put in the work for me and everything. I mean, she's a special lady to me, and she has a great young man as a son, Jamie, and I'm kind of glad that I get to know him and everything, and work side by side with him, and so that it means a lot. So,
100%, man. Well, we're definitely excited to be seeing you out here. Sandra's in the comments as well. She said that she's so glad you made it into the All-Star race. I know, I guess as a broadcaster, I have to be a little bit impartial, but having the opportunity to race with you here a couple of times, and I'd definitely say you're a fan favorite up here in the booth as well. But talk to me a little bit about the race tonight before we let you get ready to get over there and get to practicing and everything. What are you expecting here to see tonight at Charlotte over 130 laps?
Well, I think we're going to see some real good racing, honestly, Hunter. My only concern really is, with this new update they did with these cars and everything, we've been seeing a lot of the net code, and I'm kind of hoping that doesn't affect the race tonight. Take a chance of taking some of these guys out, because I believe everybody that's in here tonight really does have an opportunity to put the car where they need to at the end. So I'm really hoping they'll, be on the P's and Q's and be mindful of the net code and give each other a little bit of extra room, especially during the long part of the race. And then, we get down to the last 5 or 10 laps, go hard for it, guys. I mean, I don't think anybody in here is going to do anything egregious, try to take somebody out. But I would like to see it go, the long distance without a lot of cautions and everything, because the cautions have kind of bit us the past couple of weeks in these cars. So,
yeah, 100%, man. But looking forward to seeing you out there, and it's going to be a fun night of racing either way. I know it's only the start of our evening here tonight before we let you get over to finishing your practice and everything. Any shout outs, any sponsors you want to give, anything you just want to, you know, give Bill Gentry's opinion on things before we get over to the racing.
Well, I want to first thank y'all, man. Y'all have done a great job. You and Jonathan have done a great job on doing the broadcast on a Thursday night series, especially. And I appreciate y'all being here tonight. Y'all's program has really stepped up. I like the coverage y'all do and everything. And being that y'all come in and race with us some, a lot of the guys out here and kind of how we race. Of course, I want to give a shout out to everybody, the admins, the Doghouse League, Racing League. Daniel Wilkerson, man, he had a vision several years ago, and I was blessed to be there when he started this league, and he's been a teammate of mine the whole time, and I like working side by side with Daniel. And then, like I said, getting to meet some of these other guys, Jamie, Tyler, Josh, Brandon Trush, all these guys, Justin McMahon, Gary Mijo, these are all teammates of mine. We work week in and week out practicing with each other and everything, and it's just fun to be around these guys. So like I said, I appreciate y'all again. I appreciate everybody that's going to be tuning in tonight, because I would love to be able to see the Doghouse Racing League continue to get more and more views on Tuesday nights and on Thursday nights. We try to put on a great show for everybody and don't have a lot of the bad stuff going on that some of the other leagues do. So
100%.
I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that's watching tonight. And I hope y'all stay tuned in for a great finish.
It's going to be a good one here tonight, sir. Looking forward to it. And if I had to offer my opinion on the subject, I would say that it is only up from here. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things for the Doghouse Racing League on top of an already very, very impressive and very great league. So we will let you get over to your practice, sir. And good luck here tonight. And take care.
All right. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you,
Yes,
Brandon.
sir.
So
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. I was going to say that I was going to put a brief pause on this just so I could go ahead and get over to the new session, so we're not all just staring at a picture of Charlotte Motor Speedway and the Charlotte Motor Speedway sponsors, and then we can go see if there's anybody else that wants to talk to us before we get over to the actual race itself at 8:05. And I know you've got to go get the racing suit on as well here very shortly.
Yes, and I just got report that since it seemed like everyone made it, and Steven has requested a interview, so we can do one more interview since we have the time. If you're okay with that.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and transition us over to the other session, and then I will pull Steven up after that. But if you all at home still got 14 people out there watching us, we are just getting started here tonight with the racing action. I'm going to put a quick pause on this. You don't need to go anywhere. Don't change the channel, because I will be right back up here with your racing here in just a few seconds, and we will get back over to the racing action.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doghouse Racing League for our All-Star race here at Charlotte. These guys are getting their final practice underway before we get over to our main event of the evening. Once again, I will be joined by my broadcast partner for the next couple of minutes, which will be Brandon Lopez. But once again, due to the amount of people we had racing in those heat races, we are actually able to have a lot more of these drivers transfer over. So I do have another interview here. It is going to be that number 9 of Stephen Bonomo, who has now made the transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him up here for a quick interview. Stephen, you got Hunter up here in the booth. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Not bad. How's it going?
Not too bad, man. Happy to be here. It's been a very exciting race so far. Talk to me about that heat race. That thing was exciting. Seemed like guys were starting to get a little squirrely there near the end. I mean, these tires must be a big deal here tonight. Talk to me about your heat race and what was kind of going through your mind.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody got in because I don't think I would have got in. But it was fun. I felt fine through the whole race. I just got a little too racy and stayed on the high line, but on the throttle and hit the wall. But yeah, I think tires are gonna not always the greatest on tires anyways, but I think tires are definitely going to come into play. It was starting to feel a little loose as the run went on.
Well, either way, it was very exciting to watch. We saw you make a couple of really good saves throughout the course of that thing, trying to make sure that you could stay in the run. And then, as it turns out, just again, I think due to the number of people we have here tonight, still being able to make the transfer, make it in. So we're looking forward to seeing you out there here tonight. What are you expecting from this race? With 17 people in here over the course of 130 laps. You got any sort of strategies or tips and tricks that you're kind of keeping in the back of your mind for how you want to run this thing tonight?
Yeah, Charlotte, I feel like the past few times we ran Charlotte, any of the cars that we do, I've gotten better at it. What I've honestly been doing is just like taking it easy in the beginning. I've had a bunch of races where I felt like I was catching up to people as the run went on. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Just take it easy. Especially with like this net code that's going around too. There's already people talking about it in the session. So I'll decide as I go, but I'm going to probably take it easy.
100%, man. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out there. It's going to be a fun one before we let you get out of here. I know it's only halfway through this thing, actually way less than halfway through this thing, but any sponsor shout outs, anybody you want to shout out to at home here?
Just my friends and fiance when they watch. I'm not sure if anybody's watching at the moment, but them, and then Jamie and all the admins for putting this on. It's a good time. And just no sponsors, but just everybody else and all the sponsors for the league.
Gotcha. Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you taking the time for an interview here. We'll let you get back over to your practice, but best of luck here tonight. Look forward to hopefully speaking to you later on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I wish you guys were racing.
I don't think anyone else wishes
you should
I
race
was
and stream.
I've done that once, and my friend has done that once. I was with him in the call, and that didn't work well for him. So
it's an all-star race, you know.
Might have to make that like a side series, put that on TikTok or something. But
yeah.
Anyway, man, great. Best of luck tonight, and we'll be talking to you.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Have fun.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Okay, man.
And with that being said, that is Stephen Bonomo here, who has made the transfer window. It looks like we are going to have, I believe it's going to be 20 total drivers here that are going to be out there on the track here tonight for our all-star race. So I guess with that actually being said, I need to go ahead and bid you farewell, sir, so you can go ahead and get the racing suit on, get the helmet on, and go out there and get to racing. But last final thoughts before we let you get over to your own team and your own race here.
I'm just gonna represent the Knapp Daddy Racing team for tonight, and yeah, I'm excited, very very excited. Also very nervous about it, but it's a long race. I'm gonna do my best to just give it my all. But yeah, I'm very excited for tonight, man.
Awesome, man. Well, best of luck here tonight. I appreciate you hanging out here with me, so I don't have to talk to myself the whole entire time. But good luck tonight, brother, and hopefully be speaking to you later.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for everyone for watching for the All-Star race overall. Appreciate your time to come here on Thursday night. So hoping to see you in a couple hours maybe. But overall, have a good night, everyone.
All right, take care, man.
All right, you too.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Brandon Lopez, kind enough to join me through the first 2 heat races before going and putting his own racing suit on and getting out there to the race himself. I know he is looking forward to this thing here tonight. Got B-Mac in the comments. Good luck, Andrew. Have fun. Also got Knapp Daddy Racing in the comments. Hunter had been crushing. Had been. So I guess John is saying that I'm no longer crushing. That's not what you want to hear. It doesn't really help the old confidence, but either way, what we are very excited for here tonight is going to be a fantastic all-star race. I know I'm really looking forward to seeing how this thing goes. We've got some of our guys out here on the track finishing up their practice now. Looks like we see Mark Dumont. He's going to be out there putting some practice laps down. Daniel Wilkerson also in that number 78 machine out there putting some laps down. Justin McMahon, that huge strategy in the heat to come back and win the whole thing. It's pretty great wheeling and dealing driving out of him. Was driving it like he stole it to avoid that caution that we saw that almost really ruined the night of Steven Bonomo and Gary Armijo, but they are able to make the transfer as well. Everybody's fan favorite out of Roxborough, North Carolina, Bill Gentry, out there in that number 4. Is that Mountain Dew Code Red? Or is Mountain Dew Game Time? Wow. Bill Gentry with a new paint scheme out here tonight. Looking forward to seeing how he is able to get things done out here. Also got Steven Bonomo. Just got done speaking with him. Looking for a big result here tonight, you know, coming from being in the position where he wasn't sure that he was going to make the transfer. Now into the actual all-star race itself. Might be coming with a head full of steam here for the rest of these drivers here tonight. Josh Cully taking some laps out on the track now. Saw Josh Cully put in a very strong Heat 1 as well. Looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to be able to do out there. John is just in there struggling in the comments. Has my H, my B. He is just in there. It must have been a long day for John, but we'll forgive him, I guess. Appreciate him tuning in with us. Would love to have my fellow broadcaster up here, but just to kind of give a little look behind the curtain to everybody else as well. John in the midst of moving his family back to Virginia, and they have had a time and a half with getting everything set up and ready. I'm not even sure that he's got internet fully hooked up yet. I know his computer's not hooked up yet. Their HVAC was trying to go out on him, so I mean they've just been having a time. So appreciate him even joining in to watch the broadcast and not just immediately falling asleep. And then we also got Michelle S in here saying good luck to son Christopher Simon in that number 81 as we are getting ready to get this thing gridded up. See if we can't go ahead and cut down here to some of your drivers. You can see the grid there on the side of your screen, but I should also be able to pull it up right here. It's like your top 12 is going to be Andrew St. Cyr, Tyler Millette, Gary Clune, Jamie Horn, Brandon Lopez, Chris Simon, Kevin Thompson, Daniel Wilkerson, Bill Gentry, Daniel Simmons, Justin Mann, and Josh Cully. make sure I go ahead and spin through the field so that you can get a look at everybody's hometown, get a good look at their paint scheme, all that good stuff. But Andrew St. Cyr taking the pole position here tonight for the All-Star race at Charlotte. Tyler Millette and that very patriotic number 94 machine going to be starting in second place. Gary Clune going to be starting in third place, representing Team Beast Mode Performance. I believe that's a new paint scheme for Gary as well. Got Jamie Horn in the number 98 Raptor machine starting in fourth place here tonight. Brandon Lopez might have been the quickest costume change I've ever seen in my life. Got out of the suit and tie immediately down there into that number 15 Knapp Daddy Racing machine. Starting fifth here tonight, Chris Simon. Got some more cheers in the comments. Looks like Mike Leftwich. Good luck to Simon, number 81. Chris Simon going to be starting in sixth place. And then seventh place going to go to Kevin Thompson. And then number 22, Daniel Simmons. Going to be going off in, I believe it's going to be ninth place. We're a little squirrely right now because everyone's getting going, but that'll all sort itself out here in a second. But Daniel Simmons is going to be in that 06 machine. Josh Cully going to be in the 88 car. Justin McMahon, they're in that number 24 machine. Mark Dumont in the 14 car. He'll be also starting 14th, I believe. Adam Gardner going to be 15th. Then you have Steve Bonomo there, 16th. Richard Leclerc going to be 17th. Kevin Brown going to be 18th. Michelle Flores going to be 19th here. And I believe we are still waiting on Gary Armijo to take the track. Sandra Horn in the comments. Good luck, Jamie, as well as the other favorites, Andrew, Brandon, Kevin, and Bill. And then Knapp Daddy Racing, John saying that his pick is the number 94, Timo, Tyler Millette. Definitely going to be in a good position once we get this thing started. We are, I know you just saw the little green flag pop up on the side of your screen there. We are doing an extra pace lap here. Just taking an extra minute, let these drivers get around the track, get a really good look at all the different paint schemes, all of your favorite Doghouse Racing League, Group 6 Cup Series drivers. Good to have everybody out here for an all-star race. Get to have a little bit of fun, also be competitive. Got some prizes on the line as well. We are doing 130 laps here tonight. We'll be having a stage break in the middle of this thing, where we will completely stop the race so that everyone can get tires, take a break, whatever needs to happen. But we are getting ready to get this thing underway here. With that all being said, the pace car is going to make the hard left-hand turn, get off the track, and give us some racing action. They cross the line. Green flag is in the air. Andrew St. Cyr with a really great restart down there on the inside lane. He's being pushed by that number 11 of Gary Clune high side. Going to be currently taken up by Tyler Millette and Jamie Horn, but big move there by the number 11 of Gary Clune, getting back up to the high side. And now he's going to kind of look low there. He's got Brandon Lopez down low, and Tyler Millette going to take the high side away from him. Got Loquito in the comments. Good luck to my son, Christopher Simon, number 81. Make it a great race. We love you, son. Lots of cheers in the comments for Christopher Simon, who is currently going to be running in that 7th place position. You see him right there in front of that 78 car of Daniel Wilkerson and trying to run down the 98 of Jamie Horn. Tyler Millette going to be able to take the race lead away from Andrew St. Cyr for the time being. We will have to see how these guys kind of go about using their different tire strategies here tonight. We do have a little bit of a longer race here, 130 laps. We do have some brakes built in that are going to let them get some more tires. But at the same time, we saw even through that initial heat race, 20 laps, if you really start to push it, things can definitely get a little hairy out there for you. And if you do come down and get tires, there is a marked difference in how fast your car is going to be compared to everybody else's. Jamie Horn moving in there into 4th place now. See the Team BMP teammates there. Andrew St. Cyr kind of working the middle to the low side right now. Kevin Thompson attacking the high side right now, trying to take that lead away from the 94 of Tyler Millette, and he is going to get it done here. Kevin Thompson, your new leader here in the All-Star race. Brandon Lopez back there, currently sitting in 6th, back a couple of spots from, I believe just one spot from where he started, but Justin McMahon already looking to make some money moves through the field. He is up between 3 and 4 spots, depending on where he is compared to Chris Simon right there. Chris Simon now currently sitting on the high side. That low side is a cluster right now. Those guys are all really, really packed in there with a little bit of separation from that front 4. Jamie Knapp in that 48 going to be in 9th place as things stand right now with his teammate Daniel Simmons right behind him. Daniel Wilkerson's going to be there on the high side of Daniel Simmons. That is 11th place. Adam Gardner currently sitting in 12th place. Josh Culley currently going to be in 13th place. Bill Gentry, fan voted into the All-Star race here tonight, going to be down a couple spots, but gotta imagine also trying to save some tires for the end. Mark Dumont, really, really strong heat race for him, but almost got bad there at the end, but able to make the transfer. Mark Dumont sitting 14th. Steve Bonomo going to be sitting in 16th right now, followed by Kevin Brown. Mr. K Doggy himself in 17th. Richard Leclerc going to be in 18th for right now. Gary Armijo going to be in 19th. A little bit off the pace right now for Gary, about 26 seconds behind the race leader. And then Michelle Flores entering the pits a little bit early here. He is just now bringing it back out. I believe he is going to be the only car we have a lap down right now. So we've got a single file lane of about that first 6 or 7 cars as things stand right now. And after that is where things start to get a little bit more fun. You can see Brandon Lopez kind of leading the low side of that big pack right behind them. Daniel Simmons looks like he's getting a little bit loose right there. Justin McMahon right behind him. Daniel Wilkerson. Mark Dumont on the high side. Kevin Brown starting to make some moves as well. Kevin Brown currently going to be up 7 spots as things stand right now, as he's going to be battling side by side with that number 48 car of Jamie Knapp. Again, we are doing 130 laps here tonight in your all-star race. These guys do have 4 sets of tires in the pits, and they will be on 70% fuel. It's going to be somewhere between 40 and 45 laps worth of gas for these guys, so they will be needing to pit before we have that stage break in the middle. Stage break is going to be thrown at the end of lap 64. Every driver must come down pit road and take 4 tires. Then they are going to come back out onto the track, and then they are going to take a quick 5-minute break. As things get a little squirrely. They're in the middle of the field. Mark Dumont getting a little bit loose, almost gets down into Justin McMahon. Almost 3 wide there. We will, at lap 64, when we do have that stage break, we will see if we can talk to any of your drivers, see how their race has been going tonight. But as things stand right now, lap 12 of 130, your race leader still Kevin Thompson, but here comes Tyler Millette trying to get that lead back from Kevin Thompson. See Tyler Millette kind of using that inside lane, then going back out now is going to fall right behind the bumper of Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson up 6 spots on the night so far. Andrew St. Cyr currently has 3rd place, but he's got Jamie Horn hot on his tails in that number 98 machine. We've seen so many absolute classics between those two over the course of the last couple of seasons. And I do not expect that to end anytime soon. Jamie Horn, you can see right there in 4th place. Chris Simon going to be up a spot here now. He's going to be up into 5th place. You can see Brandon Lopez and Daniel Simmons there for 6th and 7th. Mark Dumont sticking to that high side. Currently going to be 8th, and then Justin McMahon going to be sitting in 9th place, followed by Jamie Knopf. I'm getting told that maybe we might need a little bit more volume, so I will be happy to provide that. Let's go right there. Behind the scenes, behind the scenes. No classy way to do that. If I am going to put my hand up here and just go ahead and cop to something here, my job on the broadcast has always primarily been the I'm the personality hire. I'm the guy that talks real good. But we have a caution flag. It appears here for the first time at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's see if we can get back over to that and see what happened. Oh, looks like Adam Gardner gets a little loose, gets into that number 11 of Gary Clune. Adam Gardner now down there on the inside of the track. So Gary Clune got to go for a ride. What a dodge there by Daniel Wilkerson. In a surprise to absolutely no one, Daniel Wilkerson missing big trouble when the caution flag is about to come out. And there we go. God. I mean, that's so good. Just splitting the gap there. And the man from Alabama continues to be the man with a plan when it comes to any sort of caution incidents. You see some of our guys electing to bring it down pit road here, looking like Kevin Thompson down on pit road. Also had a pit road visit from Tyler Millette, Mark Dumont, Daniel Simmons, Jamie Knopf, Josh Cully, Daniel Wilkerson, Bill Gentry, Adam Gardner, Gary Clune, Gary Armijo, Mark Dumont, Kevin Thompson, and Jamie Knopf. So really only a few drivers electing to stay out. That is going to be, I believe, right there at your top 4 or 5. You see Andrew St. Cyr out there, elected to not bring it down yet, followed by Jamie Horn and Chris Simon, Brandon Lopez, then Justin McMahon, and Kevin Brown. Richard Leclerc also electing to keep it out. And Daniel Simmons on the track as well. Josh Cully, Jamie Knopf. Tyler Millette, Kevin Thompson, some of those guys who have been battling for the lead this entire race so far, elected to lose a little bit of track position for right now in an effort to go ahead, come down pit road, get some gas. Again, you have to imagine at this point that those guys who already brought it down pit road are going to be very, very close to being able to make it all the way to the stage, at least on gas. Whether they can make it on tires or not remains to be seen based on what I've seen off the tire wear from these things. But Adam Gardner getting caught back up to the field, as is Gary Clune. So it's looking like they're going to be able to rejoin the field before we get this thing restarted. But with a little bit of shuffle with the pit road, now Andrew St. Cyr going to be restarting in first. Jamie Horn in second. Brandon Lopez is going to be in third with Chris Simon in fourth. Kevin Brown going to be fifth. Justin McMahon going to restart sixth. Steve Bonomo, 7th. Josh Cully, 8th. Richard Leclerc, 9th. And Tyler Millette going to round out your top 10 when we go to get this thing back underway. Been an incredibly exciting all-star race here, and I do not expect anything different for the rest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the green flag is back in the air, and we are underway again at Charlotte. Lap 20 of 130 here tonight. Big restart there for Andrew St. Cyr. Going to immediately take it back down to the low side. Has a little bit of a gap there between himself and Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn goes up to the high side. He's going to have Brandon Lopez helping on the high side. Chris Simon going to be kind of down there by himself on the low side, trying to get a little bit of that side draft going there. Oh, looks like a bounce off the wall there for Justin McMahon. Jamie Horn going to go side by side with Andrew St. Cyr, and that's going to be for the race lead of the All-Star race. Brandon Lopez was sitting down there behind Jamie Horn. Looks like he wants to go back out to the outside. Looks like he was going to try to roll with Justin McMahon, but Justin McMahon switches field, and he goes all the way down to the low side. Now Justin McMahon going to be sitting low. Brandon Lopez kind of there in the middle of the pack right now. Looks like he's just trying to kind of tail onto Jamie Horn for right now. Kevin Brown's up into the wall. And that is going to cause a little bit of a cluster back here in the field. We are 3, almost 4 wide right now as Kevin Brown's trying to get things back up to speed. You can see right behind him, Kevin Thompson, Josh Cully, they're both trying to make their moves to get back up towards the front as well. Gave up some spots going down pit road. And we still have a battle going on up front for the race lead. Still Jamie Horn and Andrew St. Cyr. Now Justin McMahon going to be sitting there battling with Brandon Lopez for third place. Brandon Lopez now down on the inside. Justin McMahon back to the outside. Knapp Daddy Racing, or I'm just going to start saying John from here on in. Daniel Dodge Wilkerson. God, that's a cool nickname. Daniel, if you don't put Dodge on the side of the car next year, I have no creative suggestions for you beyond that. That's good stuff. Look like we do have Adam Gardner down on pit road. He is still getting some repairs made to that car. He's going to be currently our only car a lap down, as Maciel Flores, after pitting early, has gotten that lap back, but he is a little bit off the pace. He's about 7 seconds behind the race leader and going to be right at about 6 seconds behind the next car at the tail end of the pack, which is going to be Daniel Wilkerson there, and that number 78 racing alongside Bill Gentry. That is 18th and 17th position. as things stand right now, and they are just clustered up in front of them. Josh Cully looks like he's still trying to figure out a way to make that pass on Kevin Brown, and it has not come to fruition just yet. Looking like he's going to go down to the inside lane now. Maybe try to get a little momentum down going that way. And they switch out completely. Now Josh Cully back to the high side. Kevin Brown going to be going low. Josh Cully really close to making that pass, but has not been able to make it happen yet. But there he goes, able to dive that nose down just a little bit and complete that pass to move himself into the 13th position. Checking in with your drivers out front. Andrew St. Cyr back in the race lead. He is followed by Jamie Horn and Christopher Simon. Richard Leclerc making some big moves through the field. He is up 12 spots on the night so far. He is currently sitting in 4th place, and he's going to have Justin McMahon. They're on his inside, and then right behind them is going to be that 15 of Brandon Lopez with that 48 car of Jamie Knapp. We saw Jamie and Daniel have pretty much a perfect strategy for that heat. Kevin Thompson making it 3 wide all the way to the outside. Wouldn't say that was a full hell melon, but it was maybe a cantaloupe. Yeah, I think that was a cantaloupe of a hail melon. But Kevin Thompson, some big moves there to move himself back up into the 7th position. And he's going to get clear of Brandon Lopez, going to be now side by side with that number 48 of Jamie Knapp. And again, we saw Jamie Knapp and his teammate Daniel Simmons have a really, really great heat race. They were going to run away with that thing by, I'd say, probably pretty daggone close to 2 seconds before that caution flag came out. Really unfortunate for them, but both were still well within making the transfer. And if it wasn't for Justin Mann and Josh Cully having those great tires there to close us out, they probably still would have brought it home. Kevin Thompson kind of noticeably going higher than a lot of the other drivers here right now. Oh, but he's going to get loose, but he's still able to slam the door. What a move by Kevin Thompson over Richard Leclerc. I believe we just saw Brandon Lopez get into the wall pretty solid right there. Able to recover it, but he is going to lose some positions there. That's about 7 spots back for Brandon Lopez there. Now he's going to be right there in front of that number 11 car of Gary Clune. And that is going to be 13th position as we are about halfway to our stage break at this point. Out. Sorry, I was having some microphone issues there for a second. Jamie Horn and Andrew St. Cyr still battling. That is side by side for your race lead of the All-Star race here. Oh, we are 3 wide behind them. Richard Leclerc looking like he got into the wall a little bit. And there is the big one. Cars going everywhere. Josh Cully around. Gary Clune, Bill Gentry, Richard Leclerc. What in the world happened there? See if we can't back it up here just a little bit for you. So Richard Leclerc getting into the wall a little bit, and then, oh, coming down. Little netcode issue as well, and now he is going to get into Josh Cully, Kevin Brown having to lock it up. You see Gary Clune, Bill Gentry, lots of those guys getting spun around there. Steven Bonomo getting caught up in it as well. Daniel Wilkerson, again, just firing his way through trouble. Going to be all free and clear of that caution. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a lot of takers here down pit road. Again, looking like we have about the top 5 that were elected to stay. But there's going to be a lot of guys dealing with some damage here. You see Chris Simon getting off of pit road there. So Jamie Knopf, Justin McMahon going to be right in front of him. Brandon Lopez down on pit road getting repairs done. Same for Bill Gentry. Josh Cully, Richard Leclerc, Kevin Brown. Michelle Flores also down on pit road. Gary Clune getting repairs done. Same for Steven Bonomo. I believe Adam Gardner has elected to call it a night at this point, leaving us with 19 drivers currently in the session. But a lot of guys going to be needing to get some repairs done if they're going to be able to complete this race. Looks like tires going on that car of Brandon Lopez. Hopefully going to be able to get it going. You see Kevin Brown. He's getting it going. Same for Bill Gentry, Michelle Flores. I'm now showing Gary Clune as having left the session, so that is going to be the end of the night for the number 11. Steve Bonomo, that bumper is beat up, but he is going to be off of pit road. Richard Leclerc still going to be getting some repairs done, and same for Josh Cully. Josh Cully, that front end of that car is torn up. I do not believe we have any fast repairs available tonight, so that is going to be a tough one to bounce back from. John in the comments, you mean Dodge Wilkerson? Yes, I did forget about the nickname. Got to maintain consistency on that so we can make that stick. We're going to have 15 cars that are going to take the green flag here after our second caution at Charlotte, and that was a big one. Josh Cully and Richard Leclerc still down on pit road getting repairs. Steven Bonomo back on the track, but going to be 2 laps down now. And then Gary Clune and Adam Gardner, unfortunately, going to have to call it a night. But restarting this thing, going to be Kevin Thompson starting in first, followed by Tyler Millette. Daniel Wilkerson now getting the opportunity to restart in the top 5 as he is up there after dodging that big accident just a few moments ago. Kevin Thompson going to be taking the green flag here at Charlotte as we get things back underway. It was a really big restart for Tyler Millette. High side was a little bit slow out of the gate there. Daniel Wilkerson looks like he's going to be taking it high. Jamie Horn all the way down on the bottom of the track, trying to avoid the trouble. Justin McMahon trying to pile his way back forward. He's going to be side by side there. That's Jamie Knopf on the low side. Gary Armijo going to be in that number 7 car in the middle. Almost taking it 3 wide there. That front 4 is going to be Mark Dumont up 13 spots on the night with Tyler Millette down there on the low side. High side is going to be Kevin Thompson with his teammate on Team BMP, Andrew St. Cyr right there below them. But now Andrew St. Cyr looking like he wants to take it 3 wide here at Charlotte. Is going to take it 3 wide here at Charlotte. Going to split the gap, clear Tyler Millette, and get right alongside his teammate, go around his teammate, and now going to be side by side with Mark Dumont. That's a really big move out of Andrew St. Cyr there, who's now going to be challenging back for the race lead. Justin McMahon now going to be in 4th place there. You can see him right behind Kevin Thompson, little bit of gap between him and Christopher Simon. That is your top 5. As things stand right now, Jamie Knapp currently sitting in 6th. Then here comes Kevin Brown moving his way back forward. That is 7th and 8th place battle right now. Daniel Wilkerson going back a couple of spots, but you can see him there still in 9th place with Daniel Simmons on his inside. And then Gary Armijo going to be right behind him in that number 7 JBL machine. Jamie Horn currently going to be back there in 12th position. You're going to have Bill Gentry, Brandon Lopez, and Michelle Flores rounding out your top 15. Josh Cully, Richard Leclerc, both still on pit road. And then Steve Bonomo, currently our only car laps down that is on the track. Your race leader is going to be Andrew St. Cour here on lap 42 of 130 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for our All-Star race. Reminder of what is at stake for everyone at home as well. The race winner will receive a branded Doghouse 2026 All-Star Champion checkered flag. Those things are awesome. I have seen a couple of them. I am very jealous, but I do not possess the skill set to obtain me one of those just yet, but I am working on it. And in second place, again, we are bringing you this race tonight here, courtesy of Knapp Daddy Racing. But we have a caution out on the track. Let's see what we had happen here. It's like Kevin Brown really kind of limping that thing. It's like Kevin Brown and Daniel Simmons getting into it a little bit there. Kevin Brown kind of coming right across the nose of Mark Dumont. That is really going to mess up that car of Kevin Brown. So Daniel Simmons was more or less able to save it pretty well. Mark Dumont able to get away pretty scot-free as well. So most of our leaders electing to stay out, but we do have some takers down pit road. Looks like about 11th on back. Daniel Wilkerson leading the charge down pit road, followed by Bill Gentry. Brandon Lopez bringing it down as well. Michelle Flores down pit road. Kevin Brown going to be down there getting some repairs done. I know he's going to be looking to try to get back out as soon as possible. Steve Bonomo getting some repairs done. Josh Cully still back there from that first incident. And that is going to be our third caution of this all-star race here tonight, but it has been an incredibly exciting night of racing here so far. So once again, just want to thank everybody for joining us here on this Thursday evening. I know we're looking forward to getting back to the regularly scheduled regular season programming, but at the same time, an all-star race is always a good time. I love watching Charlotte races. I love broadcasting Charlotte races, and it's been a lot of fun here so far. So still got 19 people out there in the stream, so thank each and every one of you for joining in here, supporting these drivers, supporting the league, supporting us up here in the booth. As you know, I did have Brandon Lopez up here with me for a little while John is out doing some house repairs and moving into that new house. Be looking forward to having him back up here in the booth with me soon. And again, speaking of myself and John and Knapp Daddy Racing, we are going to be one of the sponsors of this all-star race here tonight. So that being said, shameless little self-promotion. Be sure you check us out over at knapdaddyracing.com for the best in custom-designed iRacing paints, as well as some really cool free templates and designs as well. Got some merch on there as well. If you want a hat, you want t-shirt, something like that, we have stickers available as well. You can usually find us over here on Thursday nights broadcasting for this fantastic Doghouse Racing League and Group 6 Cup Series. You can very often find us on the track on Tuesday nights over on Intensity Broadcasting for the Doghouse Racing League's ARCA Series. And you can find us broadcasting for our own league on Monday nights over on Knapp Daddy Racing. And the second place driver here tonight will be receiving a free custom paint courtesy of Knapp Daddy Racing. I don't know if that's as cool as a checkered flag, but I do think it is pretty cool. We do have several guys out here who have supported and rock a Knapp Daddy Racing scheme, and we appreciate them very much. We are getting ready to get this thing going, back underway. Green flag in the air at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are back to racing here. Lap 47 of 130. Just a few laps to go before our stage break at lap 64. Andrew St. Cyr, really big restart for him. He's going to have Justin McMahon. Was right behind, now going to go outside. Andrew St. Cyr is going to trail. It's going to be Chris Simon and Jamie Knapp. That's the battle for third and fourth, with Kevin Thompson in fifth. Daniel Simmons looking to use that momentum of the low side to push his way around Kevin Thompson, get himself into the top five. Mark Dumont, it's like he's going to go to the outside, try to help out Kevin Thompson. Tyler Millette going to remain on the inside there. That is eighth place. And he's going to have Jamie Horn in ninth right behind him. Jamie Horn going to shut the door on Gary Armijo in that number 7 car. And then Brandon Lopez trying to fight his way back forward. After fighting through a little bit of adversity here early on, he is going to be 11th, followed by Daniel Wilkerson, 12th. Bill Gentry, 13th. Macio Flores, 14th. And after that, we would be going to the cars who are still down on pit road. And we have got some battling going on out front, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew St. Cyr on the high side. Justin McMahon on the low side. Chris Simon helping out Andrew high. Jamie Knapp helping Justin low. Like a scrape of the wall there for that 81 of Chris Simon. Jamie Horn trying to get in the mix. He's right there below Kevin Thompson. He's going to make the pass. That's going to move Jamie Horn into 6th place. Daniel Simmons going to be currently sitting in 5th, trying to get up to the bumper of his teammate, Jamie Knapp, who is right in front of him as things stand right now. Andrew St. Cyr able to clear for the lead for the time being. Less than 15 laps to go until our stage break. Justin McMahon looking to make something shake and get himself into the lead before we get over to our stage. Chris Simon going to follow along behind in 3rd, with Jamie Knapp looking for his opportunity, sitting there in 4th. Jamie Horn now able to get connected into the back of this field, trying to push Daniel Simmons up there to get into the mix, and then moving back up towards the front, letting those new tires work. Brandon Lopez moving forward. He's going to be in 7th now. Kevin Thompson now going to be back into 8th place, with Tyler Millette in 9th and Mark Dumont in 10th. Gary Armijo and Bill Gentry going to be right behind them. That is your top 12 as things sit right now. And we have got some battling for this lead right now. Justin McMahon on the inside, Andrew St. Cyr on the outside. They got really, really close right there, but they are still battling it out. Chris Simon all the way up on that bumper of Andrew St. Cyr, trying to help him maintain that position so that he can try to move his own way forward here. And then Jamie Knapp, Daniel Simmons going to be on the low side. That low side really starting to have some momentum right now. Jamie Horn electing to go low side behind Daniel Simmons. Brandon Lopez electing to go high, trying to get up to that bumper of Chris Simon. BMAC in the comments, maybe I shouldn't have been cheering for Justin in the first heat. I mean, that's as competitive racing as you want, but at the same time, he is trying to take the win away or the lead away from Andrew St. Cyr here. It's just so evenly matched as things sit out front right now. Both guys obviously very, very fast and getting help from the guys behind him. And you see, obviously people are starting to get a little bit loose out here. So you're seeing these guys kind of bump and jump out of place for a second, and then they're falling right back in, trying to figure out where they need to be in order to push their way forward. Justin McMahon going to go right behind that number 12 of Andrew St. Cyr, and then going to go up to the high side here. Now it's going to make it 3 cars on the low side. Andrew St. Cyr, I think, still trying to figure out where he wants to beat a block. Oh, that's a big touch to the wall for Brandon Lopez. Another big touch to the wall for Brandon Lopez. Almost coming down the track. Daniel Simmons has to move out of the way. Jamie Horn still sitting here at the tail end of this lead pack here, right on that bumper of Daniel Simmons. Brandon Lopez able to get back to the bumper of Christopher Simon. But, oh no, Justin McMahon, Andrew St. Cyr get together. Caution flag is out. What a battle. Try to see if I can get another angle here, see if that was some net code or what was going on there. Can't tell if it was net code or if it was a little bit of contact or what happened. Those guys were battling like crazy up there at the front. See what we can see from the inside of Justin McMahon's car here. It's like he was trying to get down to that low side, and they were still just really tight racing. And unfortunately for Andrew St. Cyr, that is going to send him around and down pit road to get some repairs done. BMAC in the comments, darn, that is not fun. Sorry, Andrew and Justin. Like Andrew St. Cyr down on pit road getting some repairs. Strangely enough, it looked like a pretty serious impact to the wall. I'm not seeing a ton of damage to that car. What I am concerned about is it looks like that front right is kind of busted into the point where the tire's offset. And if that's the case, that's a pretty serious amount of time of repairs. So unfortunate to see that for Andrew St. Cyr, who started out front and has been racing so well here tonight. Believe we had very few other takers who elected to bring it down pit road there. So it's going to be Justin McMahon restarting up front with Jamie Knapp. Going to be second place. Chris Simon has third place. Daniel Simmons going to be in fourth. Brandon Lopez going to be fifth. Jamie Horn going to be in sixth. Kevin Thompson in 7th, Tyler Millette in 8th, Gary Armijo 9, and Mark Dumont 10. Bill Gentry, Daniel Wilkerson going to round out the rest of the field back there. Andrew St. Cyr, with a repaired car, or at least repaired enough to get it going, is going to be back out on the track, and he is going to make it before he goes a lap down. So Andrew St. Cyr going to be right back in the mix here before we get this thing restarted in the race before our stage break. So we currently have 14 cars out on the lead lap restarting here before this stage break. Richard Leclerc is going to be the first car laps down. He is currently 9 laps down. And Steve Bonomo going to be 12 laps down. But we should see a pretty great restart out of both of these guys. Justin Mann, both him and Jamie Knopf, known for their ability to get a restart done. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. This should be a fun way to close out the first stage of this all-star race. Back to green flag racing. Lap 61 of 130 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for this all-star race. And that is a huge, huge restart for Justin McMahon, who's going to be trying to close this first stage out. Daniel Simmons is going to make a move here. He's going to be trying to get up to Justin McMahon. Then you're going to have Jamie Knopf, Jamie Horn, Chris Simon, Brandon Lopez, Tyler Millette, and Kevin Thompson. Going to be rounding out the rest of the field as we come closer and closer to our stage break. Reminder, stage break is the conclusion of lap 64. So when that 10th place car crosses to make it lap 65, that's when we shut it down. Justin Mann has the lead out front, but Daniel Simmons, it's like he's trying to make a move. He's getting pushed by Jamie Horn. Jamie Knopf looking like he's trying to make a move as well. He's now to the inside of Jamie Horn. Brandon Lopez trying to trail in as well, carry some momentum up to the rest of these guys. Daniel Simmons all the way up there to that bumper of Justin Mann. Opportunity is closing here if you want to get the victory here at this first stage. Oh, big moves out of both of those guys. Jamie Knopf goes high. Jamie Horn goes low. Brandon Lopez trying to trail behind Jamie Horn. Oh, Daniel Simmons getting pretty heavily into the wall right there. Brandon Lopez has to take it all the way down the track. They're going to have to send it 3 wide. Jamie Horn gets a nose on Justin McMahon. Is he going to be able to finish it off? It is going to be close. Jamie Horn looking for his moment. Brandon Lopez looking for his moment. Back to the start-finish line they go. Justin McMahon down the track. Contact with Jamie Horn. And Justin McMahon going to get it done here in stage 1. Congratulations to Justin McMahon on the victory here in stage 1 of your all-star race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Horn going to get there in second. What a battle between him and Justin McMahon. And then Jamie Knopf, Brandon Lopez, Daniel Simmons, Christopher Simon, all those guys right there in the mix there at the end as well. That's about as exciting of a stage 1 as you can ask for here. But we are going to be halfway through this all-star race here, ladies and gentlemen. Reminder of the rules for our all-star race here tonight. All of these drivers will be required to come down pit road and take 4 tires, so that we are going to be kind of restarting completely fresh. They will have an opportunity to get repairs done, things like that as well. Then they are going to be coming back out onto the track, and we will be red flagging it for a couple minutes. Guys can come back out onto the track. They can fix damage, whatever they need to do. But then we will get this thing fired back up and going. We'll see if we can maybe try to grab a interview or two while these guys are pitting. But everybody going to be bringing it down here. Andrew St. Clair headed up there to that number 1 spot. And it's looking like Justin McMahon going to be your first off, with Jamie Knopf and Jamie Horn right side by side, followed by Brandon Lopez. Christopher Simon going to be next off, and then I believe it's going to be Tyler Millette. It's going to be right behind them, followed by Kevin Thompson, Gary Armijo, Mark Dumont, Bill Gentry, Daniel Wilkerson, all off of pit road. Andrew St. Clair still getting some repairs done. Daniel Simmons, well, he's getting some work done on that car. Save for Michael Flores, and then Richard Leclerc still down on pit road as well. And everybody bringing it down. And this is going to be for our 5-minute break here. Again, just want to say thank you to everybody who is tuning in with us for this all-star race, who tunes in every week and follows along with the Group 6 Cup Series and the Doghouse Racing League. I know the drivers appreciate it, the admins appreciate it, we appreciate it up here in the booth. Keeps us having a job, so we are very, very thankful for it, and none of it happens without each and every one of you tuning in, so thank you once again very, very much. Got Loquito in the comments. Great half, son. Vamos, vamos. Chris Simon, let's rock and roll. Chris Simon did have an excellent stage 1 there. Looking forward to seeing what he is able to get accomplished here late in the run as well. See the pace car coming back around there. Got Sheila Millette in the comments saying, watching. Tyler Millette has been having an excellent race here thus far as well. It has been a very exciting stage 1 here in an all-star race. I don't think you really could ask for much more. Seen guys kind of deal with some adversity early on and be able to battle their way back forward here. It has been very, very exciting to watch. See some guys kind of sitting in the grid, getting their picture made and all that good stuff. Some guys getting some damage repaired. Andrew St. Clair, after the contact between himself and Justin McMahon, getting some damage repaired, taking the opportunity there. Everybody else kind of just parking it right now. And then we will get fired back up here in just a few minutes so we can see what I can only imagine is going to be a very exciting conclusion to our all-star race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 24 people out there in the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure, if you have not, to like the stream. It helps out the algorithm a ton, helps defeat the YouTube gods and all those other things. The more likes you get on a stream, more comments, things like that, the more it gets boosted to other people who maybe they've been looking for their new favorite iRacing stream, and maybe tonight's the night they find it. You never know. But we appreciate it very much. Make sure you subscribe. We'll be taking a little bit of a break after this before we get ready for our next season of racing here in the Group 6 Cup Series. And again, if you want to make sure that you can catch most, if not all, of these drivers, and you don't want to miss any of the action, be sure you head on over to Intensity Broadcasting on Tuesday nights for the Doghouse Racing League's ARCA Series. I believe our primary sponsor for that is going to be Trackside NASCAR Outlet, so shout out to them for everything that they do for the league. I believe John has also purchased quite a bit of their products, so be sure you check out their website. Also want to make sure, again, we thank Group 6, thank Butt Kicker, all of our other wonderful sponsors that help make this thing go round. We appreciate that very, very much. But be sure you tune in over there on Intensity Broadcasting on Tuesday nights for the Doghouse Racing League's ARCA Series. And if you want to catch some more racing action, you can head on over to the Knapp Daddy Racing YouTube channel as well for the Knapp Daddy Racing League that we have going on over there. We were on break this week, but we will be back next Monday. Been a great season over there so far. A lot of the guys in here also involved in that league as well as some other faces that maybe you wouldn't be familiar with, but if you want to maybe get introduced to some other drivers that you'll love watching week in and week out, you can check us out over there on YouTube at Knapp Daddy Racing. But we are going to be getting this thing fired up here, I believe, in just about a minute. Again, Justin McMahon going to be your winner of Stage 1 here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway for our All-Star race. Justin very, very fast all the way through. Saw some great battles going on between him and Andrew St. Cyr, which unfortunately ended with Andrew St. Cyr ending with some damage to that car, needing some repairs done. And then Jamie Horn and Justin McMahon really going at it there late. And then Justin McMahon able to close the door at the last second with just a little bit of contact with Jamie Horn that was enough to get Justin the momentum he needed to get to victory, not to victory lane, I suppose, but get that victory in Stage 1. But we are going to get this thing fired back up, and it is going to be Justin McMahon starting back out in first place for the second stage of our All-Star race. Jamie Horn going to be in second place. He's going to be followed up by Jamie Knopf, Brandon Lopez going to be restarting in fourth place. Chris Simon in the 81 car restarting in fifth. Tyler Millette going to be restarting in sixth place. Kevin Thompson restarting in seventh place. Gary Armijo going to be restarting in eighth place. Gary Armijo, a big mover tonight, up 10 spots. Mark Dumont going to be in ninth place for this restart. Bill Gentry is going to round out your top 10. I have to see where the grid ends up, but right now Andrew St. Cyr sitting in the 11th spot for restart. Daniel Wilkerson going to be in 12th. Michelle Flores going to be 13th with Daniel Simmons in 14th. And then Richard Leclerc going to be about 9 laps down, but on the track. Steve Bonomo 12 laps down, but on the track. And then Josh Cully, looks like he's going to have that thing repaired enough to get out onto the track. Going to be in 17th place. Kevin Brown, Gary Clune, and Adam Gardner, unfortunately, having to call it a night here. But as we get ready for this second stage of our All-Star race, again, be sure you're cheering on your favorite drivers in the comments. I know everyone's looking forward to going back and checking this one out. It has been an incredibly exciting night of racing so far. I'm looking forward to go back and watch this one. And normally I hate going back and watching the broadcasts. I always do because I like to figure out, where I might have made a mistake, where I could have said something better, or if I missed a camera or whatever the case may be. But for someone who has a job where they have to talk into a microphone, I really hate listening to the sound of my own voice. So I guess it works out pretty good for me that other people might not mind it as much, because otherwise this would be a very obnoxious job for me to have. But we are getting everybody gridded back up here, and then we're going to get right back to the racing action here live from Charlotte. See everyone sorting into their lanes now, so that we can get this thing back underway here. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. And we are ready to get back to racing action here live from Charlotte. Your All-Star race is going to be back underway here. Lap 71 of 130. We are back to green flag racing. It is going to be Justin McMahon and Jamie Horn battling side by side for that race lead. Jamie Knopf, Brandon Lopez is going to be there battling for third and fourth. Big move by Jamie Knopf. Going to the high side, cutting off Brandon Lopez's momentum. Brandon's going to go low. Chris Simon, Tyler Millette going to be on that high side with Kevin Thompson down there on the low side. Jamie Horn, big move, now your race leader. He's now going to be in front of Justin McMahon. Brandon Lopez now down to the low side on the bumper of Justin McMahon. Jamie Knopf going to be on the high side with Chris Simon right behind him. We have seen some pretty aggressive driving here tonight from these guys, as Jamie Knopf now going to use that high side, try to get himself into the race lead. Well, we've had some pretty aggressive racing here tonight thus far, and I do not expect that to change for this second half. As now Jamie Knopf starting to separate from the field just a little bit. Jamie Knopf now has about 0.2 of a second of a lead. He's got Chris Simon there right behind him. Jamie Knopf, another big mover tonight, started in 13th position. Jamie Horn going to stick to that low side with Justin McMahon right behind him. Now Chris Simon going to use that high side. He's going to go clear and into second place now. High side looking like it might be picking up some momentum here. Might be also trying to see some guys maybe save a little bit of tire for the end of this thing. Again, we do expect to have to see these guys come down at least one more time over the course of this second stage, if nothing else than for gas. But we have seen, courtesy of those heat races earlier, if you're really putting it down out here, 20 laps will really start to put a hurting on those tires. And if you choose to stay out and someone else choose to go down and get 4 fresh tires, you are about to be in trouble. Jamie Horn now going to be right there behind Kevin Thompson. Chris Simon still sticking to that outside lane. It's like Brandon Lopez now going to go to the outside, try to get in behind Christopher Simon. Justin McMahon going to go to the bumper of Brandon Lopez. Now they're going to all go back down low. Kevin Thompson now going to be free and clear in second place. Chris Simon trying to do what he can on that high side to get around Jamie Horn. That low side seeming like it's got momentum, but it's got 3 cars stacked up as well. Or if you're seeing that high side, looks like people are maybe able to kind of hang on to their own momentum a little bit better on that side. And maybe not need quite as much help to maintain the speed. But now Chris Simon, they're moving into third with Jamie Horn right behind him. Brandon Lopez, you can see there in 5th place. And then Justin McMahon going to be there in 6th place. And then Tyler Millette going to be looking low now. You see him on the inside of that number 9 car. Gary Armijo trying to make a push forward as well. Mind of that number 9 is going to be Steven Bonomo. That car is not on the lead lap. He is currently 12 laps down. That is not going to be any sort of passes for position. Jamie Knapp still your race leader. Jamie Horn looking like he's trying to make a move. See if he can't get around Christopher Simon, but Christopher Simon has been making that high side work really, really well here so far into this second stage at our All-Star race. Justin Mann trying to get up to the bumper of Brandon Lopez, but he's got Tyler Millette knocking on the door right behind him as well. Gary Armijo currently going to be sitting in a place looking like a little bit of a wall contact there for Justin McMahon. Mark Dumont currently going to be in 9th place. Looked like Chris Simon might have caught the wall that time. Daniel Simmons going to round out your top 10, followed by the People's Champ himself, Bill Gentry. And Daniel Wilkerson and Michelle Flores. Andrew St. Cyr going to be a little bit off the pace right now. Going to be about 6 seconds behind the pack and about 4 seconds behind Michelle Flores. Jamie Horn going to be clear of Chris Simon. Now his third all by himself. Brandon Lopez is working that inside lane as well, trying to follow along behind Jamie Horn to get himself 4th place by himself. Brandon Lopez is going to slam the door. He's going to move himself into 4th. Now Justin McMahon going to have to battle with Chris Simon for that position. Kevin Thompson looking to make his move for the race lead. He's going to the inside here. Really good corner off there for Kevin Thompson, but again, it seems like the high side really able to maintain its momentum here, at least in the early running of stage 2. So Jamie Knapp able to hold him off for the time being. Here comes Jamie Horn. He's going to be trying to get his nose in. He's got the bumper, or he is all the way nose to bumper on Kevin Thompson, looking for an opening. Nothing doing just yet. So he might just be trying to move a little bit of air right now. Brandon Lopez going to take this opportunity now. He's going to be right there in the mix. Justin McMahon trying to follow along behind. That is going to be your top 5 now, as Chris Simon's going to be there. You can see side by side with Tyler Millette. That low side maybe starting to find some of its momentum. Looks like Jamie Knopf might have gotten into the wall just a little bit there. It's going to give Kevin Thompson another opportunity to try to keep his nose down and get that race lead away from him. Jamie Knopf doing such a good job right now of not giving an inch there for that race lead and kind of doing it by himself. He has not had a whole lot of help up there. And still doesn't. It looked like Justin McMahon might have been making a look to go to the high side. Maybe he's going to head back up there. But as of right now, Jamie Horn and Kevin Thompson on the low side have not been able to get it done. Still plenty of time left to go in this race. Lap 86 of 130. And we do expect to have to see everybody come down pit road at least one more time for gas. Justin McMahon going to be in 4th place by himself now. Tyler Millette starting to make things shake there on that low side. He's taken 5th place away from Brandon Lopez. Let's move Tyler Millette into your top 5. Chris Simon still sticking to that high side. But I think that high side might be losing a little bit of heat right now. As you can see, the low side's got a little bit more help with other cars. Now, Mark Dumont and Gary Armijo are trying to battle their way around Christopher Simon. And he has managed to pull it off here, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Thompson now going to be the new leader of the All-Star race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Knopf still going to be on that high side, though. And Jamie Horn and Justin McMahon are looking to follow along behind Kevin Thompson. Still not seeing a lot of takers going to that outside. Brandon Lopez looks like he's going to be maybe the first one to try to go up there. And follow along. Justin McMahon rides up to the high side for at least the time being. He goes back down low in front of Tyler Millette. Brandon Lopez electing to keep it up high. Kind of cut away from the action here for a second, because I believe might have just had some goings on back there toward the back of the field. We did indeed. Gary Armijo getting into the wall and washing down in front of Daniel Simmons. That sends Daniel Simmons off the track. But he's going to be able to get it back up there with not too much damage, but now he is going to be in a tough spot to get caught back up to the leaders. Jamie Horn looking to the inside of Kevin Thompson now. High side getting a little bit more help now. Jamie Horn down there all by himself. Kevin Thompson slamming the door. This front pack is racing so tight right now. I mean, less than a half a second between 1st and 5th place as things stand right now. Brandon Lopez trying to take it all the way almost to the bottom of the track. Get a little bit of help from Tyler Millette if he can to try to get around Justin McMahon. Justin McMahon now up on that high side trying to give Jamie Knopf a push and carry their momentum back up to the front. Kevin Thompson able to jump back off of that nose of Jamie Knopf and take the race lead back away. Kevin Thompson been having a really strong night here tonight. Up 6 spots on the night so far. And we're going to be getting really close to 30 to go here, and he is looking like he still has a car with a lot of momentum left in it for the end of this thing. But Jamie Knopf We saw him and his Pink Magic teammate Daniel Simmons do really, really well in that heat race. If it wasn't for some fresh tires there at the end, they were going to kind of run away with that thing, but still right in the mix for the second stage of our actual All-Star race here. And then Jamie Horn, Justin, man, what a battle between those two to close out our stage one. Justin, man, trying to get back up front and finish what he started in stage one, and Jamie Horn looking to get his revenge back on Justin, man, and take the victory here at the All-Star race. Then you're going to have Brandon Lopez currently sitting there in 5th place, but Tyler Millette carrying a big head of steam right now. He's going to be able to clear Brandon Lopez. That's Tyler Millette into the top 5. And you can see Christopher Simon there. He's trying to use the low side as well to get around Brandon Lopez. Looks like a little bit of damage. That right side of Brandon Lopez. Wonder if he caught the wall a little bit. It seemed like he's lost a little bit of momentum here. Brandon Lopez going to be back to 7th place now. And there is a little bit of a gap, but Bill Gentry, the fan-voted favorite, back up into 8th place after being involved in one of our first cautions this evening. He's in 8th place. He's about 3 seconds behind the race leader and about a second and a half behind Brandon Lopez. Daniel Wilkerson going to be about another second behind Bill Gentry. Gary Armijo going to be in 10th place. Andrew St. Cyr going to be there. He's going to be about 3 seconds behind Gary Armijo. And ladies and gentlemen, we are starting to have some takers on to pit road. Justin McMahon giving up the battle up front to go ahead and bring it down. It's like Mark Dumont also going to bring it down pit road here. That is going to give the race lead back free and clear to Kevin Thompson. But now Jamie Knopf and Jamie Horn are going to be out there battling for it. And those top 3 are going to have a little bit of separation. They are less than a 0.3 of a second away from each other. Tyler Millette going to be back there. He's going to be about 3/4 of a second behind the race leader. And that's actually going to go about to a full second here. Looks like Tyler might be needing a little bit of help behind him if he wants to get caught up to those leaders who are really, really stacked up right now. And then Chris Simon going to be in 5th place now as Brandon Lopez brings it down pit road. Gary Armijo going to be doing the same. And this is the start of the expected pit stops that we knew were coming. All these drivers will have to come down and at least get gas. Whether they come down for tires or not is going to be their decision, but based off what we've seen, they are going to need them. As you can see, Jamie Horn, big wobble getting down pit road, but it looks like he was able to save it. Tyler Millette going to follow along right behind him. Is going to give your race lead still to Kevin Thompson, Jamie Knopf in 2nd. Neither of them have brought it down pit road yet. 3rd place is Chris Simon. That 117 of Richard Leclerc is not for position. Chris Simon currently about 2 seconds behind the race leaders, but Kevin Thompson going to go ahead and give up his battle for the race lead and bring it down. Chris Simon going to do the same. Daniel Wilkerson also going to be bringing it down here. That's going to leave Jamie Knopf with no challengers out on the racetrack for the lead right now. Bill Gentry currently going to be in 2nd place. He's about 3.3 seconds behind Jamie Knopf. And then Andrew St. Cyr, 7.5 seconds behind the race leader. That's 3rd place as things stand right now. And then Daniel Simmons, I believe he's getting some positions back via the pit road strategy. He's going to be back into 4th place. And then Misael Flores 21 seconds behind the race leader, but still out on the track as well. All those guys who came down pit road are going to be a lap down. They should cycle it back out once the leader does bring it down pit road. But Jamie Knapp still keeping it out there. I think Kevin Thompson might have had some trouble on pit road as he is just now bringing it off pit road. So most everyone that green flag pitted is going to be a lap down. Kevin Thompson now going to be 2 laps down. So he really needs to get back up and get going. Then probably he's going to need to pray for a caution after it all cycles out if he wants to get both of those laps back and be in the mix for the race victory, which he has been 100% in contention for. As they stand right now, he's going to be in 13th, and that is 2 laps down. 12th place is going to be Daniel Wilkerson, kind of sitting out on an island by himself right now. Gary Armijo going to be in 11th place. You can see Chris Simon there. He's at the number 9 of Steve Bonomo there in the background. That is not for position. Chris Simon going to be in 10th after the pit road stops. I see those fresh tires starting to go around. Those guys who have not pitted yet, Andrew St. Cyr having not come down pit road just yet. Brandon Lopez going to be in 8th place. Jamie Horn, Justin McMahon. Going to be in 7th and 6th place, respectively. And we now have Jamie Knapp, who has now brought it down pit road, giving up the race lead, and Daniel Simmons, who is also bringing it down pit road. He's a little bit further behind, so he's got a little bit more ground to make up. As Jamie Knapp's already bringing it off of pit road. Bill Gentry now the only one, or not the only one, I should say. Bill Gentry, Andrew St. Cyr, and Michio Flores have not yet brought it down pit road. And you can see Tyler Millette getting up to that bumper of Bill Gentry. That is Tyler Millette trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way here. Bill Gentry going to get, or Josh Cully going to get one of his laps back there as well. Josh Cully currently 17th. I believe he's going to be 23 laps down on the ticker as things stand right now. That's the 81 of Chris Simon. Also getting around Bill Gentry. But Bill Gentry still out here getting some laps led. He was the fan favorite. You can hear the crowd cheering. It looks like he's going to go ahead and give up the race lead and bring it down pit road. Andrew St. Cyr going to elect to keep it out a little bit longer. While we were looking at all of this, Michio Flores went ahead and brought it down pit road as well. He is now bringing it off of pit road. He's going to come off of there 2 laps down. That should change once we get some changes with the race leader. As you can see, Andrew St. Cyr still currently your race leader, but if you take a look at that ticker to the top of your screen, he's kind of babying it around the track right now, trying to get some laps led, trying to push it even further so you can have those fresh tires as late as possible into this race. 20 laps left to go. As you can see, Jamie Horn, Justin McMahon are closing distance very, very quickly. And now everyone almost to the top 10 here has gotten their lap back the old-fashioned way. You can see Daniel Simmons moving his way through the field right now. He's not too far off of getting it done as well. A little bit further back, same for Bill Gentry. And Kevin Thompson's got one of his laps back as well. But it's still all Andrew St. Cyr out front for right now. 19 laps to go. How long can he keep this thing out there? You see Jamie Horn and Justin McMahon, if we cut back to them, they've gained about 2 seconds just over the past 2 laps. Last lap before Andrew St. Cyr was a 32.57. It was a 31.49 for Jamie Horn and a 31.66 for Justin McMahon. Brandon Lopez ran a 31.37 that last lap by, and Jamie Knapp is flying around the track right now. 30.65 for Jamie Knapp. And here comes Andrew St. Cyr, giving up the race lead, and he is bringing it down pit road. And have to make this one as quick as possible to get back out there and get competitive with 18 laps to go. And here comes the rest of the field. Jamie Horn going to be out in front of Justin McMahon. That's going to be about 0.6 of a second that he has over top of Justin McMahon. Brandon Lopez going to be in third, kind of on an island by himself right now. He's got about 1.2 seconds to get to Justin McMahon, and he's got almost 2 seconds over fourth place, who is Jamie Knapp, but Jamie Knapp still putting down really big laps right now. Tyler Millette is going to be fifth. Chris Simon going to be sixth. Gary Armijo is going to be seventh, with Daniel Wilkerson right behind him. Daniel Simmons going to have ninth all by himself, and then Bill Gentry going to be in 10th, with Andrew St. Cyr in 11th, just now bringing it back out on to the track after pit road. Kevin Thompson going to be in 12th. He's going to be 1 lap down, and Missio Flores going to be in 13th, 1 lap down. And you see Mark Dumont right behind him. That is 14th place. He is currently 7 laps down. Got Country Chick in the comments saying, let's get after it, Millette. Everyone chasing Jamie Horn right now, but we just talked about it a few seconds ago. Some of the fastest times on the track right now are still being put down by Jamie Knapp. Jamie Knapp, 30.89. Was able to use that to get around Brandon Lopez there and take one of the podium spots away from Brandon Lopez. Jamie Knapp now has about 1.2 seconds if he wants to get caught up to Justin McMahon. The number 9 car there is going to be Steven Bonomo. Steven going to be about 13 laps down after getting involved in one of the incidents earlier on in the race. Jamie Horn trying to get as much separation as possible with 13 laps left to go here in our all-star race at Charlotte. It has been an incredibly exciting race thus far. So thank you to everybody for tuning in here with us, listening to me and Brandon here early in the running. And how about Brandon Lopez to come up here, suit and tie, be broadcasting, doing a great job, then running downstairs, putting on the racing suit, getting the helmet on, and he's out here currently running in 4th place right now. Brandon going to be 3 seconds behind the race leaders and about 1.7 seconds ahead of 5th place, who is going to be that number 94 of Tyler Millette. Jamie Horn still out front. He's got about a second over top of Justin McMahon as things stand. And then here comes the battle for 2nd place. Jamie Knapp been letting it eat over the last 10 laps. He's now going to be battling for 2nd place to try to get around Justin McMahon there. You got to wonder if Jamie Knapp's going to have any tires left in the tank to run down Jamie Horn. And maybe Justin McMahon, if he's been saving, if he's going to have anything to go run down Jamie Horn. We've seen how much the tires can affect these drivers here tonight. Will either of these guys be able to use it to their advantage to run down Jamie Horn? That lead is shrinking a little bit. Jamie Knapp now closing in on that bumper of Jamie Horn. It is less than a second now. Last lap for Jamie Knopf was a 31.81, 31.95 for Jamie Horn. Everybody else in the 32s, 32.07 for Justin McMahon, 32.12 for Brandon Lopez, 32.04 for Tyler Millette and Christopher Simon. Got some guys a little further back putting down some hot laps, but are they going to be able to use that to get anywhere up closer to the front? Daniel Simmons, 31.61. Bill Gentry, 31.32. And Andrew St. Cole with a 31.01. And with 9 laps to go here tonight, Jamie Horn's lead has been almost all but erased. Jamie Knopf gets clear of that number 9 car of Stephen Bonomo. So now he is going to be 0.2 of a second behind the race leader, Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn, who was battling Justin McMahon for the Stage 1 victory, now having to hold on for dear life if he wants to win the overall All-Star event here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Knopf faster by almost 0.3 that last lap. 31.96 for Jamie Knopf, 32.23 for Jamie Horn. And now Jamie Knopf going to use the inside. Got a great run and a great exit, and he's going to make the clearance with 7 laps to go. Jamie Horn going to go right back to the well. Try to go back to the inside. He's going to make Jamie Knopf fight for every inch here in the closing stages of this race. If you're Justin McMahon, you are thrilled to see this. Looks like a wall scrape there for Jamie Knopf. Justin McMahon able to gain a little bit of traction here. Looks like he's turning on the jets. 6 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Knopf currently in first. He's going to get some clearance there over both Jamie Horn and Justin McMahon. Jamie Horn 0.2 back. Justin McMahon about a half a second. 4th place still going to be Brandon Lopez, kind of by himself right now, 3.2 seconds behind the race leader. Tyler Millette still holding on to 5th. Got about 0.2 of a lead, 0.2 of a second of a lead over Chris Simon to hang on to that top 5 spot. Jamie Knopf going all the way to the bottom of the racetrack here, trying to hang on to whatever momentum he can. Justin McMahon trying to turn on the jets now. He's around Jamie Horn. Only 5 laps left to go here in this all-star event. Looks like some damage to the right side of that car of Jamie Horn as well. Jamie Knopf still going to be your race leader here. 32.22 for Jamie Knopf last lap. 32.32 for Justin McMahon, and 32.51 for Jamie Horn. Pretty consistent times for everybody here, but for Justin McMahon, being down by 1/10 a lap is not going to get things done here with only 3 laps left to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Horn now going to be back by over a second. Seems like it is coming down to Jamie Knopf and Justin McMahon here in the closing stages. Justin McMahon's going to have to pull a miracle out of his hat if he wants to run down Jamie Knopf, but what a comeback for Jamie Knopf, setting the world on fire here in the closing stages of this race. 2 laps to go. Flies through the field, and with 2 laps to go, seemingly still has plenty of tire under that thing to maintain the race lead as he's starting to increase it now. He's going to have almost a second over Justin McMahon here as we're getting ready to take the white flag. Brandon Lopez still going to be in 4th place, 3.1 seconds behind the race leader. Tyler Millette going to be right at 2 seconds behind him. Tyler Millette's gotten clearance over Christopher Simon. White flag in the air, ladies and gentlemen. What an all-star race it has been. Jamie Knopf continuing to increase the lead here. He's now got over a second of a lead over top of Justin McMahon. Jamie Knopf flies through the field here late stage almost had the heat win, had it taken away by Justin McMahon and his fresh tires. Jamie Knapp gonna walk it off big time here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Knapp gonna be your all-star race winner here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, able to come back through the field, bounce back from that heat race, and he is gonna take the victory here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we'll get that prized checkered flag courtesy of the Doghouse Racing League. Justin McMahon gonna come home in second place. He is gonna pick up a free custom paint courtesy of Knapp Daddy Racing. Jamie Horn going to come home in third place. Brandon Lopez going to finish in fourth. Tyler Millette going to come home in fifth. Chris Simon going to finish sixth. Bill Gentry going to come home in seventh. Daniel Simmons is going to finish in eighth place. Andrew St. Cyr going to finish ninth. And Daniel Wilkerson going to finish 10th. But Jamie Knapp, starting in 13th place, fighting his way all the way back through the field here with about 12 laps to go, and able to hold off a hard-charging Jamie Horn and Justin McMahon. And he is going to earn himself a well-deserved burn down on that Charlotte Motor Speedway line. And I think there it went. But either way, a very well-deserved victory for Mr. Jamie Knapp here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Once again, thank you to everybody who tuned in here tonight. Still got 22, 23 people out here in the stream. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for tuning in with us, as you do every single Thursday night, and including for our all-star race here tonight. It has been so much fun to be up here in the booth. Once again, want to make sure I shout out Brandon Lopez for coming up here and helping me broadcast for the first part of this thing before he had to go put the racing suit on. But man, what a race. I'm actually sweating a little bit after watching that. That was so much fun. So make sure you do not change the dial or tune to another channel just yet, because we are going to be working on getting over with your race winner, Jamie Knapp, and second and third place finishers here at our all-star race, Mr. Justin McMahon and Jamie Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get things kicked off with your third place finisher here tonight at the All-Star Race here for the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series, which is going to be Mr. Jamie Horn. I think I might have cut your conversation off there a little short, my friend. I apologize for that. But Jamie, congratulations on third place here in the All-Star Race. Man, that was a crazy race, man. That was so much fun to watch. But talk to me about how that race progressed for you. I know there in that stage one, you and Justin McMahon were going back and forth, and it almost seemed like it was going to be a repeat there in the second stage. But kind of walk me through your night and tell me what happened out there.
Yeah, honestly, don't remember the first half. I was just trying to save tires and be smart and make it to the end of the race. I knew the last pit stop was going to be more than likely what determined who was going to win it. But so first half, I was just trying to be smart, stay out of trouble, and um, then I took two tires on that last stop and pit too early. I thought it was a little bit too early, but I was just like, it's the All Star race. There's no points on the line. I'll go give it a shot. I, so we tried to. I mean, it was good for a while until it wasn't. So lesson learned for next time we come here.
Yeah, man, well, it was such a fun race to watch. Do you think you had anything left in the tank there at the end to try to run down Jamie Knapp, or was it kind of toast there at the end with the two-tire strategy?
Absolutely not. That's what when he called me, I just put up eyes. I'm on two tires, and he said he was on two also, but just the difference of coming in as early as I did, and I questioned it. I didn't really think it was going to work, but I knew I should have stayed out a little bit longer. I figured I'd give it a shot and see, and yeah, it ended up not working out how well, actually it worked out how I thought it would. I'll be honest, but no, I had nothing for him. I was really praying for a caution. That was going to be my only hope, and yeah, and then I hit the wall one time behind Justin and had wheel damage and something about aero damage or something. So yeah, I'm done. I'll just ride here in third.
Yeah, Spotter was saying stuff, we weren't listening. You know, I know how it is, but man, it was still so much fun to watch. I know this was the All-Star race. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a break here before we get over to the next season of the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series. Can you give us any sort of heads up on what we can expect for next year?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping if all goes as planned, I think our first race will be August the 6th or either the 13th, one of those two. I'm still trying to get all that worked out. I didn't realize how time consuming planning the All Star could be. So that's taking up a couple of weeks of getting all that squared away. And now that we're past this, I'm gonna go full speed ahead on getting that season put together. And we had put out some questionnaires to the Cup drivers, kind of see what they thought of last season and some changes they might want for the next season. So I'm gonna compile all those answers, and unfortunately, we won't be able to make everybody's wishes come true, but we'll do the best to try to meet in the middle and hopefully come back with a fun season for Cup again. I got word the other day from Justin, Group 6 should still be coming back on board as a sponsor, so they'll be the primary series sponsor again. So yeah, it's starting to shape up. Just got a few more touches to put on it, and be ready to release some news on that here shortly.
Awesome. Well, I know I'm looking forward to it. I know the fans are all looking forward to it as well. But again, Jamie, congratulations on third place here at the All-Star race. Before we let you get out of here and go celebrate, any sort of sponsors or shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to you especially for coming in and broadcasting this for us tonight. We really appreciate that. Knapp Daddy for sponsoring the paint for the second place finisher. We appreciate that a lot. All our sponsors, Group 6, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Butt Kicker, Knapp Daddy Designs, everybody that helps keep the league going, all the drivers. We really appreciate all of them coming out. Just tell them earlier, I believe this is the first All-Star race that the league has done, and it some lessons learned, but it didn't go too bad. So it was a fun little event. Next year we hope to iron out any issues we had tonight, which wasn't many, and bring an even better one next year. But definitely shout out to all the drivers that showed up tonight and all the drivers in the league. The league wouldn't be here without them, so thank them. Thanks to Bill, I don't know what he said. He said he was saying something to my mom on the broadcast. I don't know what was said.
I believe a direct quote would be, he said that she was a very special woman.
Well, if that's all he said, then I got fortunate. So, but shout out to him and all the admins, Daniel, Tyler, Adam, everybody that helps. It takes a crew to run the league, And shout out to my team and my mom at home watching.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate the time. Again, congratulations on the third place here at the All-Star Race, and looking forward to everything that's coming up for next year.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Take care.
You too.
That is going to be your third place finisher here in our All-Star Race tonight, Mr. Jamie Horn. Coming up next, I do have your second place finisher, which is going to be Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Hunter up here in the booth. You have a copy, sir.
I got you.
Hey, man, congratulations on second place here in the All-Star Race. It was an unbelievable race to watch. I saw you and Jamie battling back and forth, Jamie Horn battling back and forth for a good portion of that stage one, and then it seemed like we might have a repeat of it in stage two, and then Jamie Knapp kind of comes flying up and is able to get the lead away. Talk to me about your strategy through stage two, and if you thought you had anything in the tank to run them down.
Yeah, I kind of pulled an audible thinking, I was in the window to make it the rest of the way, and I was trying to get within like 30 laps to go and do a 30-lap run. I was really thinking that was going to draw everybody in from the lead to come down and pit within like the next lap or two with me, and we'd all be up on fairly even tires, but a lot of the guys ended up staying out a lot longer, so didn't really work out in the end. But we tried. I mean, I just burned him up. I thought I was trying to save him. I knew Jamie was on 2 tires, so I was trying to save him when him and I were up there. And then as soon as the 48 pit and he was coming like a bat out of hell, that 4-second gap that I had diminished very quick, and I was like, uh-oh. So I knew I was going to need a caution, or hopefully I was really hoping he was actually going to burn him up getting to us. And he pretty much did as soon as he got by me and got to Jamie, but I didn't have anything left in mind to give him a run or anything, so we were close. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
It was still a really fun race to watch, man. It was an awesome All-Star race here tonight. I know we are coming up probably a month and a half on the next season of Doghouse Racing League Group 6 Cup Series, and wanted to ask you if there was anything you were kind of planning on doing going into next season, any sort of strategy or anything you've been working on to try to really bring it next year.
Honestly, I haven't even really thought about the next season yet. We're in the middle of our Gen 6 Cup Series on Tuesday night, so kind of just concentrating on that at the moment and just kind of enjoying the break for Thursday nights for the most part. But yeah, I mean, definitely gonna try to practice a little bit more and kind of figure out how to dial in the setups a little bit better to make myself a little bit better on the long run. But other than that, try not to think about it too much at the moment.
I kind of love that strategy. It's one of the things that I usually go to. I try not to think about things too hard and just kind of hope that they'll work out and work it out as I go. But I think we can say how well that's working for me, considering I think I'm 22nd in the points in the Tuesday night series, but we are not on the same level here. But anyway, man, congratulations on second place here in the All-Star race. It was still so much fun to watch. Before we let you get out of here and celebrate, any sort of sponsors or shout outs you want to give?
No, first off, I gotta send a huge apology to Andrew St. Cor. Not my intention at all. I'm really bummed that I ended up wrecking him there. Did not mean to do that. Him and I had a good battle going, and I just got a huge run off of turn 2, and when I ducked down to go below him, for some reason these cars will kind of just get like, the front end gets really light and it wants to kind of like rock back to the right a little bit, and it was just, I was too close to him there, and it just caught his left rear, and I couldn't stay off him, and it just turned him. I hate it for him. I mean, he was probably going to be one of the guys to contend with tonight, like he always is every week. So I just got to apologize to him, and got to apologize to his mom. She probably hates me right now for it. So sorry, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. At first I thought it was netcode because it really didn't feel like it in the car that I made any contact when I just saw him turn, but going back and looking at it, I mean, I clearly kind of just drifted back up and made contact with him. So sucks. Really bummed about that. But yeah, other than that, shout out to you guys, Knapp Daddy Broadcast and Doghouse TV for putting this on and doing this week in and week out on Thursday nights. And shout out to Jamie and all the admins at Doghouse for putting the league on. It was a pretty cool experience to be able to have him, first off, to run this race for us tonight and kind of see how it went. And as far as I'm concerned, it went really well. I think if we do it every year, I think it'll just get even better as we go on. So shout out to those guys, and shout out to Jamie Knapp and the 48 for winning tonight.
I would agree 100%, man. It did. As far as I know, it was a pretty exciting race to watch. I really enjoyed it up here. I did mean to ask you as well, as part of the second place finish here tonight, you do get that free custom paint from Knapp Daddy Racing. Any ideas on what you might be wanting to go for?
Yeah, I've actually it was kind of funny because I've actually been in. I talked with Jonathan a couple weeks ago about doing one for the Gen 6, bringing Group 6 back onto the hood of the car, so you guys can stop complaining about the Jeff Gordon paints. So hopefully when he gets settled in and can do it, or whoever can do it. Yeah, I'm already in the talks with him about the Group 6, so hopefully we can make a sweet looking paint for the Gen 6 Cup car.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, and looking forward to talking to you more next season. But in the meantime, go out and celebrate the second place here, and we will talk to you later on.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
That is going to be Justin McMahon, your second place finisher here at the All-Star Race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Finally here tonight, I'm going to be bringing up your All-Star Race winner, who is going to be Mr. Jamie Knapp. Jamie, you got Hunter up here in the booth. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, congratulations on the victory here at the All-Star Race. I mean, we were talking about it up here in the booth. That heat race was so close, and then Justin McMahon was able to get those fresh tires and come back and fly around and get that heat victory, but it was kind of the opposite here tonight. You came down a little bit later than the rest of the field and just went flying through there and was able to get the lead and hang on to it. Was that part of your strategy from the beginning, or was that just something that you were like, hey, I have an opportunity to do this here and I'm going to go do it?
Yeah, so the first half, I was going to try that just to see if it worked. Then I'd know to adjust for the second half. And then we had a couple yellows, and then so we didn't get the pit on the green there. And then so when we started back off, it went green, I think, there to the end. And we had a great battle. Me, Jamie, and Justin was up there battling, and a few others was up there too. And but right there before we pitted, we were all about the same. It looked like we was all just real tight. It's hard to pass. And so Justin pitted first, and I think Jamie pitted maybe the next lap. And I said, man, if I pit with them, our tires is going to fall off about the same. I said, I'm just going to try to go long. And then I took 2 tires instead of 4, so I would narrow up some of the gap I lost with those fresh tires they had for 5 or 6 laps. So the gap wouldn't be quite as far. And then, so then when I was going, I couldn't tell where nobody was. I was so many seconds back. I said, I don't know if I'm even getting up there. And then after about halfway through the run, I seen I was catching pretty quick. And then after I got to about third, right up on Justin, it started pushing bad. The tires done went away, but I was still just a little bit quicker. I said, all right, I just got to try to get it to turn, because it was pushing bad up off the corner. I was like braking, trying to get it to turn, then gassing back up, trying to run the white lines to help make it turn. And so then I was just barely get to the lead. If I wouldn't have got the lead that lap, I probably wouldn't have been able to pass for the lead. And then I think Justin was coming back on late there. I think he had saved some of his tires a little bit, and I ran hard as I could as soon as I come out of the pits. So it actually worked out great, but I mean, I didn't know how it was going to work out.
It obviously worked out pretty good, man. We were actually talking about it up here. I mean, your times looked like it was about a second at one point. I mean, you were flying around there and then able to hang on to it all the way until the end. Very, very impressive victory at a tough Charlotte track here tonight. Going into next season, I know we have a little break coming up here, probably about a month and a half. Can we look forward to seeing you and Team Pink Magic back in the mix for our Thursday night series?
Yes, sir. Can't wait for it to start back up.
Awesome, man. Well, it's been so much fun having y'all in here and having y'all race. But it's been a ton of fun, and I think this sets up a really good amount of momentum for you and your team going into next year with a victory here. You are going to be getting that checkered flag as kind of a token of the victory here. And I see to pick a couple pictures of those things, and they are pretty sweet. But well, I want to make sure that we give you the chance here before you go off and celebrate the All-Star victory here. Any sort of sponsor shout-outs you want to give, anything that you want to tell the people out there?
Just thank Jamie and everybody for what they do for the league, you guys for the broadcast, and Pink Magic Tire Prep, and that's about it.
Well, hey, man, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. It was so much fun to watch. Looking forward to seeing what you're able to bring to the table next year. But until then, we'll hope to talk to you soon, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Take care. And that is going to be your race winner, Mr. Jamie Knapp, here from our All-Star race at Charlotte. It was an incredible night of racing. So much fun to be up here broadcasting this one for all of you at home. Thank you so very much. Got BMAC in the comments saying congratulations to all and that she does not hate Justin. So Justin he can sleep easy tonight. That's good to know. But again, it was so much fun out here. This race was incredible to watch. Let's see if I can't try to pull up some results there on your screen so you can see where your favorite driver finished. But it was an unbelievable night of racing. Once again, shout out to all of our sponsors that make this thing happen. Shameless self-promo to us, Knapp Daddy Racing, for the part of the sponsor here on the All-Star race. But also shout out, Group 6, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Butt Kicker, all the other amazing companies that help make this thing tick, and we appreciate them so very much. And I know you heard Jamie say it, but we are hoping to be back here in about a month and a half. So until then, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break here on Thursday nights, but be sure in the meantime, you go check out the Tuesday night ARCA series, where instead of finding me and John up here in the booth, you can see us on the track along with a lot of your other favorite Group 6 Cup Series drivers. And even if you want to, you can check us out over on Knapp Daddy Racing on YouTube for the Knapp Daddy Racing League, and that is going to be on Monday nights. Certainly love to see each and every one of you over there as well. But again, it has been a fantastic night of racing here tonight. Couldn't have really asked for much better. Again, want to give a huge shout out to Brandon Lopez for helping me with the broadcast here early on. Want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in on this Thursday night. Hope it was up to standard as much as possible, but I think that is going to be just about all for us tonight. So until next time, probably about a month break, but we are definitely looking forward to it. So until next time, my name has been Hunter Foley, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you all again once we get this thing back up and rolling. But until then, everybody, please take care. Talk to you next time. Bye. Thompson and St. Cour side by side. Racing it out. Who has the faster car to finish this thing? St. Cour is going to bring it home in first. What a race at the end of that thing. Caution, caution, caution. Come around the corner. Jamie Horn is going to be your winner here at the Mars Properties 200.